And after the first few races of the playoffs, the round of 11 is here. And as it stands, drivers getting ready to qualify here at Talladega in the Beckman Designs 207.48 mile event, 78 laps around Talladega SuperSpeedway. And right now, Dustin Pickle in frame in that number 21 machine, getting ready to get this one going, qualifying. First time laps are on their way. Leading commentating and production tonight, I am David Kreutz alongside Gavin Austin, our guest analyst, as we get things started here in the second round of the playoffs. And you can see the number 21 machine is barreling down. He got the pole position last week at Auto Club. It was Zach Todorf who got the win last time we went racing. Todorf is in this session tonight. Of course, so is the driver of Dustin Pickle, and it's a super speedway. So any driver realistically has a chance to get this victory, and we will see whether or not it would come into the favor of a driver like the 54 or a driver like the 21. If it will be anyone in between, of course, Bryce Hamrick in the championship mix as well. It looks like James Thurston, who's up front in the title hunt, not here tonight, as it looks like Ross Corlett, as a matter of fact, goes top of the board. Kyle Freeman's going to be in fifth, and Freeman right now looks to be getting on to his second lap. Ross Corlett down and in. Looks like he's already off of the racing surface. Caden Bailey on his second lap down to the inside line here, and he's still trying to make it happen. So the number 60 machine currently fourth on the charts, and it looks like we have a total of about 25 drivers here to do battle as they all go for the championship spots. And even if they are not in the championship battle, they're here tonight hopefully to get a victory, and it is a super speedway. The playing field has been leveled. So Gavin, as we get this thing started, qualifying out around halfway through, what's it going to take to win here at about the fastest oval on the NASCAR circuit?
Yeah, we have a lot of cars here tonight. If I was one of these drivers, you got to be careful. There's super speedway. There's going to be a lot of wrecks. It's a long race, a lot of cars. You just want to survive. Anyone's race here, but the plan is, like a lot of drivers going into this race, your plan is just to survive and get through this race to try to be there at the end of the race to hopefully get in victory lane.
And sometimes it is about where you start. Right now, Zach Todorf is on provisional pole, and he's going to continue that red-hot streak of momentum. Ross Corlett currently in second. Bryce Hamrick comes across the stripe that time by. Currently going to be fourth on the board as John Smith takes it into fifth. CCH Motorsports second, third, and fourth, but the red-hot Zach Todorf is up in front here in qualifying, and it looks like his momentum will prevail. Anthony Trippi in the 095 machine is in sixth, as Hunter Bogdan, who was eliminated last round by a total of 1 point, currently 15th on the board. Beaver Serrano making his FORL season debut, FORL Cup Series season debut, and it looks like right now 15th on the charts. Everyone still has the opportunity to make it, so it isn't about where you start, it's about where you finish, and some drivers choosing not to qualify. Daniel Krim now on the track in the number 71 machine. Jason Beckman there as well. And Beckman's designed of course by himself for Beckman Designs, is on the track for the first time. That number 14 making moves as he goes up the high side racing circuit, trying to get some momentum and get an advantage on the remainder of the pack. But while we have some time, we'll get in your provisional pole sitter. Of course, defending winner Zach Todorf, currently top of the board here at Talladega. How you feeling?
Man, we're feeling great. Coming off that first win, Talladega is a good track to us. And right now we're sitting on P1. I think we're gonna get it. Fingers crossed. There's a lot of good competition left, but as of right now, the burnt rubber machine's sitting in P1.
And still a lot of time for this one to get settled in, but Zach Todorf, position number 1 as it stands, and it's going to be 7-8 laps of racing. So what's going to take for you and the 054 camp to come out on top once again and keep that hot streak going here in the playoffs?
We're going to have to find the PBR guys, of course. If we can get the PBR guys hooked up, it's going to be hard to beat us. So if we get, like I said, we get hooked up, we get our strategy right, we're going to be hard group of people to beat. We also going to help out the people that are in the playoffs still that are in PBR. So we got a lot of different strategies going on. We just got to see what one plays out for us.
And certainly it's all about what strategy plays out. 78 laps, one of the longer races of the season, so a lot of time for deliberation in strategy to occur. What's going to be aggression all the way, or laying back at the start and waiting till the finish of the event to make something happen?
Now, if I were to tell you my secret, that would ruin the surprise. So I guess you and everybody else who's watching is going to have to find out what happens.
Right about that. Still a lot of time until that occurs. We still have about 3 minutes before the race even begins. So with this time, anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say thank you guys for broadcasting this league. Great league. Great people that run it. And let's have a fun one. And let's see if we can bring this 54 car back to back for you guys tonight.
And there we go. Zach Todriff chasing a victory once again with momentum. Post hitter so far. Thank you for your time.
Thank you guys. Have fun.
And Zach Todriff currently going to be top of the board with 3 minutes remaining here in practice. Jason Beckman going to come around. He's currently going to be 7th on the board. 2nd lap over. And now Jason Beckman going to be able to climb up into what looks to be 7th position. Still not going to be able to improve on that 2nd lap. 1st lap's going to be what holds, as nobody else on the track except for Kenny Real in that numbered 11. So Real going to be on the way here as his paint scheme loads in for the first time tonight. And you can see him blazing by the back straightaway there as he gets himself all charged up for yet another night of racing here. Real is still in the championship hunt in the round of 11. That number 11 machine is, and it would take a lot of work from here on out to make it to the final 4. Real right now does have a great seed midway in this round of 11, and James Thurston not being here does level the playing field somewhat, and it could be time to shine for drivers such as Real, drivers such as, of course, Zach Todriff out of the playoffs, and anyone here with that opportunity. So will the playoff mindset shift a lot of these guys when it comes to strategy, or will it be all about going for the victory no matter what?
Yeah, a lot of guys here, and as what I see on the entries list, I'm pretty sure James Thurston's here. I may not be 100% sure, but who knows? He might not be here, might be here, but as of what I'm seeing, I do see James Thurston on the list, but yeah.
James Thurston has not hit the track just yet, so we will see whether or not he chooses to do so. I do believe I understand what they're looking at, but as it stands, the 96 has not touched the track, and I do believe racing in another series as it stands, so not going to be here to bounce his momentum further and further into the later of the season. The later part of this season, it is coming up. As a matter of fact, it basically is now the 14th race of 18 here tonight, so if you can't execute here and now, you're going to be done for, as it's going to be Kenny Real up into 11th on his first lap. Driver of the number 11 machine makes it so, and he's only going to have about time for one more lap, and thankfully, for his sake, that's all he's going to need to get his number 11 Jordan machine down to the final lap of qualifying. 2 time lapse given to each driver around this 2.66 mile circuit, and Real going to be the last driver to make his way in, starting mid-pack. Zach Todriff still on track, but not moving just yet. So it looks like right now it's all down to Kenny Real and the remainder of the field as they get this one geared up. Ross Corlett going to be starting in 2nd, it appears, as it's going to be the driver of the CCH Motorsports machine. Not in a voice chat tonight, so not sure what the case is there. Usually, you guys get into a voice chat, but as it stands, it does not look like that is happening as Kenny Real comes out of the stripe. Final run here in qualifying, and Real going to be able to take it up into 11th. Only not much more he can do. The first lap, his best lap, and that will be the end of his run. And we're going to get your starting grid on for tonight's event. Zach Todriff is your pole sitter as we get it started. Kenny Real going to blink out just a bit, and qualifying is over here in Talladega. Let's get the show on the road and get your starting grid for tonight's event. The Beckman Designs 207.48, and it is time for these guys to rise to the occasion, make it happen. So we're going to get on to your starting grid, and give us just a moment as we get it going.
Yeah, Zach Todriff gets that position 1 with Ross Corlett right behind him on this outside lane. A lot of drivers in here. You got a lot of PBR drivers trying to help Todriff, or Todriff trying to help his teammates to bring it to victory lane tonight.
And certainly going to be a lot for these guys to handle. The PBR teammates always formidable on a racing circuit as Zach Todriff leads Ross Corlett here in qualifying, and then it's going to be Dustin Pickle and Bryce Hamrick 3rd and 4th. And following them, it's going to be the drivers of John Smith and Anthony Tribby. Take a look at Pickle and Hamrick's laps there, as it's John Smith, Anthony Tribby in 6th, and then Jason Beckman in 7th. Marcus Vanderlee going to be in 8th, and Max Molina going to be there in 9th. Hunter Whitlock going to be in 10th, and Kenny Rio is going to be in 11th, with Daniel Krim in 12th. Ethan Dweldy going to be 13th, and Caden Bailey is going to be in 14th, as Matthew Fainoff is in the 15th spot, and Kyle Freeman is in 16th. From there on out, then it's going to be Peter Serrano, Beaver Serrano in 17th, the iconic nickname with an iconic driver to the 66, back on FDN competition here in the FORL Cup Series, as Brandon Redford is in 18th. Then Hunter Bogdan 19th, Travis Kroenberg, first driver to qualify on iRating, in 20th. Following him, John Conklin, Matthew Brower, Dominic Barbagallo, Sean Rowe in 25th, and Josh Williams in 26th. Wyatt Stevens 27th, and Zachary Milano 29th, as Cash Culp is in 30th, and Joaquin Stewart and Connor Asbell appear to be the drivers that round out this 32 car field. And 32 entries, we will see how many come down to the start of lap number 1. It looks like a few guys on the outside line are currently not there just yet. No rush, we could see them later into this event. Time, still have a lot of it, and it's all about managing that time and managing your speed all race long, 78 laps, and you want to have the best 78 possible. The leaders on the rows are already on their way, and we're going to take a look at the grid as they are already moving here, and Anthony Tribby makes his way in. Jason Beckman there. Michael Deitch looks to be in the backup frame. DeWeldy goes right through the camera. There's Matthew Fainoff and Hunter Bogdan. Everyone gets it going once again. Final drivers on the grid going to be moving there. There's Michael Deitch, and here we go again. Zach Todriff currently leads the way in the number 054 machine, and Ross Corlett is there in 2nd. Ticker on your screen, and the 91 is here to get it done, with Bryce Hamrick, his teammate, right behind him, and Dustin Pickle right there next to the both of them as they come down the Alabama Gang super stretch. One driver goes down to the apron, as it looks like we have a total of about 27 drivers here on the track getting ready to do battle and start this one off here in Alabama. The round of 11, and 11 drivers have the chance to get the championship trophy at the end of the season, one of which we know for sure is not here tonight. That is James Thurston, coming in with a head full of steam, head full of momentum. But now Zach Todriff, your defending winner, looking to fend off the championship hopefuls and go back to back, even if he's not in this title battle. Todriff first, Ross Corlett 2nd, Dustin Pickle is in 3rd, and Bryce Hamrick in position number 4. 78 laps, the distance here tonight, and we will get it rolling in just a moment. The drivers rounding the 3rd and 4th turns this time by, and then the race is on the move. The iRacing official pace car going to back it down for the first time tonight, and we will see a total of over 25 drivers doing battle here in Talladega, NASCAR's fastest oval, its longest oval, and now it's going to be Todriff leading the field down to the green. And the 54 there with the 91. Dustin Pickle going to be in 3rd. John Smith rounds out the top 5 with Anthony Tribby behind him, and now beside him as Bryce Hamrick is there in the mix as well. Time to get this one started. It's going to be led by the 054 machine. Zach Todriff leads in the green. Let's go racing in the Beckman Designs 207.48 as it's side by side between the leaders as we head into lap number 1. Let's go racing led by that 54. Ross Corlett right there in 2nd as Dustin Pickle holds on side by side with John Smith. Jason Beckman, Bryce Hamrick there. Anthony Tribby going to be right there in the 7th spot. Max Molina's in 8th. Marcus Vanderlee is in 9th now as they go side by side. Hunter Whitlock in the 35 machine going to be in 10th as Kenny Reel side by side in 11th. Right now, double file 5 rows deep, about 6 rows deep as Kenny Reel going to be pushed up all the way to the high side for a moment. Going to be able to back it down low. Hunter Whitlock going to go middle there as the field is already getting spread out quite nicely. No action just yet, and no incidents. They go 3 wide in the back of the packs. They're already going to be spinning. The 47 machine, Brandon Redford, going to go down and around, and you can see Redford, the only driver who gets critically involved in that, and we keep it rolling. First lap incident, and it is going to be a lap with some frenzies there as the 47 avoids hitting any other driver, and great job of the drivers to be able to avoid that number 47 as we take a look on board with Brandon Redford. The rear view camera looked to have a lot of action there as we ride on board the driver, a championship hopeful, and Brandon Redford got tapped there by, it looks like, Tommy Kroenberg, and rather that will be Travis Kroenberg, as Tommy Kroenberg, a driver who, as we have seen in the chat before, and you can see the 47 able to be avoided by the remainder of the field. Redford back on his way on track as it stands, and the 47 down in 28th. Matthew Brower going to be on the high side here. Everyone now running single file up top in the middle of the pack, and you can see the inside line, the way to go up in front. Todriff leading it by John Smith's back bumper, and they're going to be side by side behind him, but right now it is the PBR guys out in front in Todriff, Molina, Kenny Real, and John Smith was an ex-PBR member, so he's still up here as well. 3 laps in, out of 78, and out in front it is the PBR group with no competition just yet on the track. Marcus Vanderlee going to be side by side there, what looks to be the driver of the number 94 in Brandon Redford, Bryce Hamrick, as the 47 Redford going to be way back, and Bryce Hamrick the 94 holding the torch as Ethan Llewellyn there as well. 4 cars holding on quite strong, and it's going to be led on that outside line by Dustin Pickle and Ross Corlett. Corlett holds on to that top 5, but just barely, as the inside line has the momentum. They are side by side without any issue, as now Anthony Trippi goes up high, trying to make something happen there up on the top. Smith now in second, all over the back bumper to the number 54 machine, with Anthony Trippi going to get a bit squirrely that time by, and now the 91 going to move right by that 095 machine and send him back to the rear of the pack, as Kenny Real now goes up high for a moment, but Jason Beckman makes it for real, and side by side the 11 and the 95 machine were, and it is now the 11 and the 14. A bit of a shunt there, not going to be able to make anything happen, as Zach Todriff still going to be leading with John Smith in second, Molina in third, and Kenny Real in fourth. Marcus Vanderlee rounds out that top 5 as Jason Beckman is in 6th and Ross Corlett is in 7th. Whitlock is going to be in 8th, locking it in to that top 10 very early. 4 laps in at a 78, and nobody on the level of the driver of the number 054 machine. 054, and he's going to lead 5 laps in. Completing lap number 4 is going to be now high side Max Molina, and he's going to go right up there with his teammate. Fake the block, not going to be able to make the block, and now Molina still has that run with Jason Beckman right beside him, and now it looks like the Jason Beckman machine going to be able to pull his teammate, of course the Zach Todriff machine's teammate, out to the lead, as Ross Corlett now going to be able to take that run high side. Beckman washed out middle, and now it's going to be all the way high versus all the way low, and the 14 machine going to be one driver that loses it all. The 45 Molina able to hold on quite nicely, as it looks like Bryce Hammer going to be able to keep the 15 in touching distance. Beckman falls back to the rear of the field. Todriff holds on strong. 5 laps in at 78 as Ross Corlett goes side by side with Kenny Real. 5 laps completed, and Zach Todriff has led every one of which, as Bryce Hamrick makes that move, and he's going to be able to keep himself double five with Kenny Real. Now it looks like there's going to be the CCH guys going all the way high, filing out Zach Todriff. That's what they do. New race leader, Max Molina, and Zach Todriff not able to hold on at all. He's going to fall back to the rear of the field, and it will be the remainder of the pack taking him up for scraps. The outside line has that edge. Ross Corlett going to watch his turn. It's going to be a 21 machine down and around. Bryce Hamrick involved. Multiple car incident. The 21 goes backwards, and we see no yellow just yet. The 21 down to the back of the field, and it looks like a caution not going to be called for that. We will take an instant replay as Bryce Hamrick hooks his teammate in Ross Corlett, and that's going to send them both down and around. Hamrick able to save it, and Corlett looks like he's the big driver involved, and caution is out. 7 laps in. Hunter Whitlock and Hunter Bogdan look to be involved in that one as well, and they come to the line, slowed down big time, and a multi-car incident for the safety of the field. That will be a yellow flag. Ross Corlett leads Max Molina, John Smith, Kenny Real, and Ethan DeWeldy as we get things going here in Talladega. Marcus Vanderlee, 6th. Beaver Serrano going to be in 7th, and Bryce Hamrick is in 8th as Zach Todriff is holding on in that 9th spot, and Anthony Trippi rounds out your top 10. Now, this is a very quick track, but unlike what we saw last night with the Next Gens at Auto Club in the Integrity Octane Series, Tires don't matter all too much here. You can go as fast as you want in the banking. We'll be able to leverage, or rather use itself as the leverage, and you won't have to worry about tires getting graded up. It is not an issue. Go as hard as you want on those tires. Go as fast as you wish. And the 91 machine holds on, leading to the stripe. Lap number 8. 71 laps remain here in Alabama, and they come down to the backstretch once again, trying to catch up to the pace car. And it looks like they will do this time by as they come off the backstretch. Slow it down just a bit. Molina slows it down more than Corlett. They make their way up the pace car. It could be the first pit cycle this time by. The driver's not going to be able to go all the way on fuel. That is going to be the first issue here when it comes to strategic decisions. If you can't make that happen, you're going to be in a world of trouble. So the 91 machine holds on out in front. Max Molina in second as John Smith rounds out the podium with Kenny Reel in fourth. DeWelde fifth, Brady Shaw Creative, and sixth is Marcus Vanderlee. Vanderlee able to keep himself up there in the in and out number 56 machine, in and out of the top 10 so far in this race. And we will see whether or not he goes in and out of pit road. So far, no driver has chosen to do just that. It is not an 80 lap fuel cell. These next-gen machines do not have enough to go all the way, but they will go down pit road, and it's going to be led with the number 91 machine in Ross Corlett. Max Molina there in second as they all come down pit road this time by. It's going to be dicey as the 91 machine leads them all into their pit stalls. Corlett out in front. Molina going to be right there in second, and John Smith going to come into his pit stall any time now. As they all barrel in, the 91 has the edge until Zach Todger makes his way to his pole position stall, and he's now right in a frame. Everyone getting service. It looks like it's going to be the driver of the 45 machine. Max Molina out already. John Smith there as well. Daniel Krim, then Anthony Trippi. And as they all roll out, it looks like it will be Zach Todger still trying to keep it going. It's going to be Corlett, then it's going to be Max Molina, John Smith, Kenny Reel, and then Vanderlee, then DeWelde, then Trippi, then it's going to be Beaver Serrano, Hunter Whitlock, and then it will be after them Wyatt Stevens, then Dominic Barbagello, Kyle Freeman, Jason Beckman, Bryce Hamrick there in frame with Josh Williams right behind him, and Sean Rowe leading Hunter Bogdan and Brandon Redford. That is your top 20 now, 9 laps in at a 78. And it is going to be Ross Corlett, currently your race leader, out in front of the field here at Talladega. How we get a word with the driver of that number 91 machine, see what's going on from the cockpit of your race leader, although it looks like he is not available for comment just yet. As a matter of fact, most drivers currently not available for comment, so we will get a word with the driver of that number 15 machine, Ethan DeWelde, currently 6th on the board, and he's going to have a great run going for him so far, almost 10 laps in, able to make it that far in this event. Yes, indeed. And Ethan DeWelde is still one of those title hopefuls as we get this thing going here in Talladega. The Beckman Designs 207.48 and almost 10 laps through. You're up in the top 10. How's it feeling up front?
Yeah, car's pretty good. The super speedway type, the super speedways are the tracks I'm more confident at. I'm just better here. I've always been really good here and always seem to find my way up front. So just gonna try and stay out of trouble. I mean, I barely avoided that last wreck we had, and just try to get this 15 car in victory lane and give me better hopes towards the next round of the playoffs, because I definitely think we have a good car that we can make a very late playoff run.
And absolutely, that is the goal for the 15 camp here. It looks like James Thurston, who came in as the playoff leader, not here tonight. A great opportunity for every driver to get some extra points in the title hunt. So as it stands, you're going to be now out there in the 4th spot. What's the end goal for you coming home on top, or will it be just a night's points run?
Oh, no. Points right now for me are kind of out the window. I just want to come here. I want to win. Feel like I've been so close a couple times, but very confident about tonight. I think tonight you'll see this 15 car in victory lane. So obviously we're gonna keep every once in a while. I gotta just keep a notice about points, but I think tonight's more just about coming in here and trying to get this 15 car and win.
And points, a big talking point here. 1 lap to green. So any final thoughts?
I don't know, just got hope to get this car in victory lane. Thanks to the admins and everybody, the sponsors for this league, and Beckman Designs for sponsoring tonight's race, and just gotta thank you for broadcasting us every week, and just appreciate everybody who makes this league possible.
And there we have it. Ethan DeWelde, top 4 on the board. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We drag him right back in, and he is on his way as Ross Corlett leads the way here in the CCH Motorsports number 98. John Smith now going to be on the high side in second as Marcus Vanderlei looks to be in that third spot in the number 56. Able to make it so he could this time by and get his first win of the season. It all comes down to what he has in store for these drivers. Aggression might just come in to play very early as Matthew Brower right there with Wyatt Stevens, and Stevens going to be running in that number 74 machine as it looks like that will be a lap car in the middle of the front pack. We will see as it looks like Travis Kroenberg scored as the 20th machine there. However, not going to be able to get a read on the driver that looks to be in a much different paint scheme from everyone else, and that is now a driver pulling down to the inside on the grass. So if you saw it, that's going to be one of the drivers that looks to be the 54. So Sean Conklin might just be the driver we saw in the infield grass, and there we go. That is indeed the case. Sean Conklin there in a much different paint scheme than usual. Ricky Bobby throwback there as Ross Corlett leads the field this time by 10 laps. We've already gotten past them. So here we go to the remainder of this race. The iRacing official pace car going to come down in this time by, and it's going to be Ross Corlett with John Smith as they are side by side coming down the front stretch. The front straightaway going to push the start finish line back, and it's going to be all coming down to almost the entry of the first turn if you want to get the victory. Not like Daytona, the front stretch is the same, if not a similar structure as we get going the start finish line where they all go to as they are double file for the first restart of the night. And green flag, we are back out once again. John Smith getting the push there from Ethan DeWeldy, and they go moving right to the first turn. And everyone able to keep it nice and steady so far. 11 laps in out of 78. We made it past the first 10, and it's been only one caution so far. Vanderlei goes out of the apron. It looks like he's going to be forced to let himself off of the pack. He stays full throttle on the apron. Not going to be able to make anything happen this time by. The inside line is growing, but John Smith has the outside line with Wyatt Stevens and Dominic Barbagallo moving pretty quickly as Jason Beckman holds on in fourth, and Matthew Brower there in the top five. Ethan Duelli falls back into seventh as the inside line is losing time and losing speed. And now it's going to be shuffled up once again. Wyatt Stevens looks to be out in front in that number 74 machine as Dominic Barbagallo going to be down on the inside line with Jason Beckman as they all power down. Now Barbagallo going to be three wide in the middle, and it looks like this time by he might have the choice to go to the inside, and Wyatt Stevens takes it as well. The pack is rolling. Ross Corlett going to have a bit of a shuffle there as they all get clogged up. Bryce Hammer going to be right there in that mix, but it's going to be Matthew Brower who gets a bit of a shunt as they go three wide, and now it looks like it's going to be Sean Conklin going around multi-car incident. It looks to be caution is out, number 2 on the night. So let's take a look at what just happened. It's going to be Sean Conklin went around in that incident, and we are going to try to find him here. Currently looks to be 5th on the board. So let's take a look at what just happened here. As it wasn't him, it's going to be a driver with the exact same paint scheme with that incident in the books. We will try to find out who that was. That's Hunter Bogdan there, Anthony Tribby there, and Daniel Krim. Instant replay, 20 seconds on the matter. You will see who was in fact involved in that wreck. Zach Todriff absolutely was, and he takes a driver right there with him. Ross Corlett is to back it down. They keep it moving as one driver falls to the back of the field, and that could have been Marcus Vanderlei. That it was not, and we will try to get a read. Looks like everyone up front able to keep it nice and smooth. Michael Deitch there in the 57 as Caden Bailey there as well. Fainted for the number 2. Daniel Krim to the 71 as Travis Kroenberg in the 69 machine, as we said beforehand, with that paint scheme, and he falls back into 26th following yellow number 2 on the night. 13 laps into the 78. We've seen your first 2 cautions as we get closer and closer to the halfway point, and what I believe will be a stage break as Sean Conklin goes in the infield grass once again. 13 in. Now time for some drivers to go for some pit stops. If you haven't gone already, you're going to have to very, very soon, although it looks like everyone is pitted within the last 5 laps. So nobody can come down this time by. It looks like nobody choosing the top off, knowing that we might just have a few more cautions. And Wyatt Stevens stays out on track. Nothing yet from any other driver. Looks like Kroenberg going to come in that time by. Sean Conklin. Looks like Jack Todriff going to be there. And it's going to be the driver of the 48 machine there as well. And John Smith. They're going to be the middle of the pack coming in. And it looks like about everyone outside of that top 5, top 10. As Brandon Redford cycles up to 8th. And Zach Todriff leads to the remainder of the field down. Only 8 drivers stay on the track. And now it's going to be a gamble between track position and getting some spots on pit road as the remainder of the field flies by there. The exit camera already going to be put to work as Vanderlei gets out right in front of Sean Compton, John Smith, Beaver Serrano, Ross Corlett, Max Molina, and Ross Corlett going to be side by side there. The Beaver Serrano goes out, and it will be from there Anthony Trippi on the move, Hunter Whitlock, and everyone gets out of pit road nice and smooth. Wyatt Stevens top of the board in the number 74 machine as we are 14 laps in out of 78, and we have had 2 cautions so far to start this one off. The Beckman Designs 207.48 mile event, the 14th race of the season, and the championship race is getting tight, and that's what every driver has been talking about, as it looks like the championship battle comes down to Talladega and the remainder of the show. Max Molina currently is top of the board in points. James Thurston is in second, and as it stands, Thurston not in this race, as Conklin's in third, Rowe is in fourth, and Bryce Hamrick is in sixth, with Brandon Redford in fifth, and Ross Corlett, the final driver in the top 7 cut coming into the night. So drivers outside of that, including Pickle, including Kenny Reel, including Matthew Fainoff, including Ethan Weldy, need a strong run to make this happen in their hope for a championship, as we are side by side once again. Yellow has been shortened, and we go racing. This time by to get it back, lap 15 out of 78. Doing it here and doing it now to get the show back on the road. Going to be great to see these drivers getting going a bit quicker than if we had the entirely manual colors, and it looks like that we are ready to do once more. The inside line, the pace car going to be able to take it and go down pit road this time by, as it's Wyatt Stevens with Barbagallo and Josh Williams in third. Jason Beckman going to be in the fourth, and Ethan DeWelder's going to be rounding at that top 5. Matthew Brower's going to be in fifth as we go green this time through. Don't count out Wyatt Stevens. He's now dead on the high side with his Honda, and it's going to be green flag showdown once again. Restart 2. Big move to the 72s inside, and we go green once again, led by Wyatt Stevens with a commanding start over the rest of this field. And they all barrel down to the first turn. It looks like the 72 machine going to go down to the inside line already. Wyatt Stevens keeps it high, and Josh Williams going to be there in third. And Llewellyn holds on in fourth. Jason Beckman fifth. Kyle Freeman going to be there in sixth, as Matthew Brower going to mix as well. Brandon Redford going to be in eighth, and Caden Bailey there in the top 10. The 56 goes high, then goes right down low with Beaver Serrano, as Kyle Freeman going to be side by side with Jason Beckman. It looks like they're all going to be able to keep it safe. It looks like Vanderlei gets in the wall. They're able to keep it nice and clean as they go 3 wide, 2 rows deep, and Vanderlei blinks out just a moment as Bryce Hamrick able to keep it on the track. Big wreck once again. Wyatt Stevens involved, and everyone goes around caution number 3, and the field gets into this one. We have yet another wreck. Zach Todger takes it down, and we will take an instant replay at what just happened. Wyatt Stevens leading at the time of the incident start, but it looks like DeWeldy might have gotten into him, and that he did contact with Barbagallo. Kyle Freeman goes around, and it looks like the 74 machine going to get way involved as Connor Asbell there. Matthew Brower gets through. Max Molina looks to have gotten almost tied up in there, and John Smith goes, as it looks like Zach Todger able to take it down into the safest zone, which is the pit road, and get himself out of this wreck. Bryce Hamrick around, Kenny Reel around as well. One faster bear tonight. If you use it, you have only self to blame from there on out, as Josh Williams beats Jason Beckman. 3 cautions on the night, 16 laps in, and we will go racing in just a few moments time. But Ethan DeWeldy going to be in second, and it will be Jason Beckman side by side there for third for only a moment. And Beckman is, in fact, in that top 5. And looks like we might be able to get a word with the driver who is up there on pace, the number 14 machine. And now he appears to be unavailable for comment, so we will wait for the show to get back on the road to get any other driver here for an interview, as Josh Williams holds on out in front with Ethan DeWeldy in second. And nobody comes down pit road this time by. It could be a short and yellow as Jason Beckman almost goes in, but Barbagallo goes in right there with Sean Conklin pushing themselves in. Daniel Krim goes as well, and drivers afflicted in that incident choose to take their fast repair this time by one driver already through that faster pair. That's Wyatt Stevens, and it looks like it's going to be the driver of Hunter Whitlock in and out of it as well. Caden Bailey, your only retiree at the moment. He looks to be one lap down in 28, so we'll have to talk to him right now, as he certainly told us beforehand that he wanted an interview, so we will get him in before he's out of this event and try to see what's going on to the mind of number 60 machine, who got caught up in an incident and now is out of this event. So we'll get a word with Caden Bailey early on into this event. Bailey, looks like right now race not going your way, and we will see whether or not you're able to come out on track once again. How's it been so far here at Talladega? And Caden Bailey looks to be not available for comment this time by, so we're going to thank him for his time nonetheless and drag him back in. And these guys are on a tear. Josh Williams going to be out there in the first spot, as Ethan Duweldy is in second. Kyle Freeman currently not in the top three. Jason Beckman is there in third. And we keep the show on the road. 17 in out of 78. And the race is getting intense as we keep it moving once again. Drivers out in front include, of course, Beckman and Matthew Brower, with Max Molina rounding at your top five as we wait to get the show back on the road racing. Well, it looks like we will be going there in just about a half lap time or not, as the caution has not been shortened just yet. And we wait for the show to get back on the road. 78 laps we have as a total distance, and 17 we have gotten through in the first 3 cautions worth of distance. Hopefully, from here on out, the race will go longer under green, and that we absolutely see. Matthew Brower going to be in fourth, and Max Molina going to be there in fifth, as Peter Serrano makes his way into the top 6, and Brandon Redford is there in 7th. Ross Corlett is in 8th, and Connor Asbell is in 9th. Zach Todriff 10th, and Sean Rowan 11th. Anthony Trippi's in 12th, and Michael Deitch is in 13th. And 78 in, we still know that we still have an opportunity for many more yellows to come out. Hopefully they do not come out, and hopefully we see a much cleaner race from here, but it is still up to the drivers, as we have just about less than 60 remaining from here on out, and the show will get going. As you can see, Josh Williams down to the inside line on the grass, trying to save those tires, because it does look like iRacing gives an advantage on tires if you do go into grass. And it looks like now double file, the 78 machine goes to the inside line, and everyone in the back of the back gets themselves situated. Caden Bailey out of this event, only retiree so far, as drivers already getting through their one and only faster pair. Next big one like that, it could swallow up most of the field. We could see a battle between very, very few drivers. That we, of course, don't want to see, but it is all possible as we get this thing going. This time by side with Beckman and Brower's second row. Well, it is Josh Williams and Ethan Duweldy up in front. Top 2 guys holding on strong. See what they have in store as we come down to the stripe in about a half lap's time. Third caution of the night. We get this one going in just about half lap's time. And now it looks like we have less than a half of a lap remaining. Brandon Redford is going to be in the top 10 once again. Ross Corlett in 8th. Zach Todriff in 9th. And Connor Asbell rounds out your top 10, with Josh Williams still leading the way in the number 78 machine, as Ethan Duweldy is there in second. Top 2 drivers have been out in front, able to avoid all the chaos. And currently, the top 10 have all not used their faster pair outside of the top 10. People have already gotten through, and aggression is evident. Tenny Real currently 27th on the board on pit road, and currently airing his frustration there, as drivers are currently racing with aggression. It's evident between what we've seen and, of course, what the drivers are saying. It does look like drivers will continue to push on through. We will have less than 60 green flag laps. We have any more cautions on the night. And here we go once again. The iRacing official pace car takes the hard left turn in this time by Williams, Duweldy, and Jason Beckman. Now up inside the top 3 with Matthew Brower right beside. And double file as they come down to the front straightaway. Once again, the Josh Williams machine holds them on. Restart number 3 of the night. We're going to see it go green this time by, and it's now underway, led by Williams, and now Jason Beckman right behind him. Outside line, going to lose a lot of time as Matthew Brower falls back into 5th. Redford 6th, Beaver Serrano in 7th, and Connor Asbell is in 8th with Ross Corlett 9th and Zach Todd in 10th. Right now, these guys up front finally getting single file, and it could be a sign of less aggression to come, and that's something we hopefully will see as the night goes on. Guys have to race with a bit more care, a bit more conservatism when it comes to how they treat their cars. One faster pair, and then you are done for. And if you lose that time, you lose that faster pair, you are practically out of winning contention. And a driver like Kenny Reel involved in the championship hunt, losing a lot of time, losing a lot of laps. And this could be jeopardy for his chance at the title and a chance to move on to the round of 7. Side by side they are. It's going to be Ethan Duelli with the driver of the 72 machine in Barbagallo there. And it's going to be now Anthony Trippi with Travis Kroenberg. Ross Corlett in the mix as well. And look at him go. The PBR guys getting mixed up top. As you can see, Anthony Trippi there. And they are on a trip. Zach Chargers goes up high. He's got the support. And now might just have to run to make it happen. It's going to be Connor Asbell there in the old 72 machine as Josh Williams leads the way with Jason Beckman. 3 wide once again and 20 laps in. Guys are getting shuffled in and out as the high line is growing here, and they are still moving like it's the last lap. Inside line going to have that edge as the 99 machine of Sean Rowe goes down to the inside line, tries to make something happen, and that time by he does, but a risky. And it looks like for him, it was worth taking. There we have it. It looks like it's going to be now out to the high side for the driver of the number 99 machine, and he keeps it moving nice and smooth. Josh Williams still holds on. Jason Beckman there in 2nd, and then Matthew Brower in 3rd. From there on out, the driver of the number 47 machine going to be, of course, Brandon Redford, and then it's going to be Sean Rowe in 5th. From there on out, it looks like Max Lee is going to be in 7th, and Connor Asbell going to be there in 8th as we're going to take a lap on board, watching the rear view of the Josh Williams machine. See what it is up front in the lead. And Josh Williams still out in front. You can see Brandon Redford get shoveled out that time by. And the move is on for the driver of the 78 machine, able to keep himself in a tear. He's got a lot of momentum to keep it rolling. Sean Rowe there up on the high side. Number 99 machine able to keep it up there in position number 1. Max Molina now is going to be up there as well. And these guys are fighting for every spot. Rowe now going to get out of the inside line. That time through, Molina going to be side by side with them PBR teammates, leading 22 laps in out of 78. And it's going to be Anthony Trippi there as well. So PBR getting themselves stacked up in the front of the field, and this could be jeopardy for any other driver. As you can see, Josh Williams going to be right there with Ross Corlett in the 6th spot, and Brandon Redford going to be in the mix with Matthew Brower now. So drivers starting to get a longer green flag running this time by double foul. No big issue. As we look back to the second pack, they're going to go 3 wide once again in the first. You can see 3, almost 4 wide aggression up front. You can see a second pack is brewing. Michael Dyke's going to be right there with it, and it's going to be about 3 or 4 drivers. Whitlock, Vanderlee, Daniel Krim, all these drivers are going to try to wait the storm out and see if they can come back up later on. But out in front, the pack is still moving, and Molina holds on as the PBR guys get a bit antsy. John Smith right there on the back bumper to Anthony Trippi. Nothing happens just yet, and Smith able to hold on Redford down to the inside line. He was for a moment, now goes up high once again, has a bit of contact there, and he's going to almost go off the bumper of Sean Conklin, and that he does not, as Conklin and Kroenberg come down with Redford and John Smith now holding up the outside line here, not going to be able to make anything happen as Max Molina still holds on. 23 become 24 laps out of 78. John Rowe going to be there in position number 2 as Ross Corlett's currently in 3rd, and the top 3 guys shuffling in and out every lap. It looks like no matter what happens, we all up to how these drivers control themselves throughout the entirety of this race. Bryce Hammer going to be in 7th, and Sean Conklin will be right there beside him as top 10 guys are now double file. No 3 wide action just yet. They're going to come down to the back straightaway, and you can see these lines, while they are mostly straight, have a bit of an axis to them, and that makes it a bit more unstable when pushing. Now Kroenberg going to take Sean Conklin right right there with him. Beaver Serrano choosing not to go as the middle now going to get a bit more destabilized. The high side trying to make itself known. One driver on the apron, and that looks to be the driver, maybe of Kenny Real. It looks like he will come down pit road that time by. That it is Bryce Hamrick there in fourth. Almost gets tapped there by Sean Conklin, and almost gets tapped by Zach Todger as well. Todger's going to be a much closer call, able to keep it on the circuit. And now we keep it moving with the top 5 out in front, single file. 25 laps in. Out of 78, Matthew Brower, the final driver of the 5-car breakaway, getting away from that pack. That is their end goal, and they look to be doing that nice and smooth so far as they come down. Zach Todger right there, Josh Williams, Brandon Redford, Jason Beckman, Ross Corlett, and now double file. They're going to be side by side. It looks like just a bit of contact between Barbagallo there, and it looks like the Conklin machine as Ross Corlett on the high side with Anthony Trippy. Trippy going to be way higher than he is, as it looks like the 3-chip machine going to be able to run it down the running order and make himself home in that top 15. Still, the draft going to shuffle him out, and his momentum is decreased compared to the remainder of that pack as Max Molina holds on in first. Sean Rose second. Zach Todger is in third, and Brandon Redford is there in position number 4. Then Sean Conklin's going to be, of course, in 5th now, as it looks like guys are going up, down, and around. Double file, they're going to be in the middle of the pack, and 2 wide is the way to go now. 3 wide, we saw it much earlier. Of course, the aggression was at an all-time high at that moment, and now it appears that it will not work out in the favor of the drivers who had a 3, and drivers, of course, who got caught up in it, losing time as well. And so it would seem, barreling down, it still is going to be edge. The benefit to Max Molina out in front. The 45 machine is on the move. They are rolling as they barrel down 26 laps in at a 78. Zach Todger going to be in 3rd. Bryce Hamrick's in 4th. And now Brandon Redford is in 5th. Matthew Brower holding on the inside line. And Matthew Brower, one of those drivers, still looking for his first win in this series. A great runs, runner-up oh so many times, but never able to come out with that victory. And still tonight, he goes searching for the top spot on the board as one driver going to be lapped. That's going to be Dustin Pickle. They merge down Williams, Conklin, and Brower. 27 laps on the board. The top 5 guys got to begin running away here as Molina still holds it out in front as they all barrel down to the 3rd and 4th turn. And you can see them make the move once again. Molina still has them in a stranglehold here as they come through the start-finish line once again. Molina holds on with Team PBR out in front. Coming down the strike once again, start-finish line, lap 28, they're going to enter it, and it's still going to be the 45 with the 99 and the 54 as well, PBR. 1, 2, 3. Bryce Hamrick going to be in 4th, and Sean Conklin's going to be in 5th, as it's going to be Travis Kroenberg in 6th. And Kroenberg going to get shuffled out just a bit, and when he gets shuffled out at all, you're going to have a hard time getting going. It's your best chance to get back up, make a line, or take a line. The outside line is available for most drivers, and it looks like the middle line is too. But right now, the middle is going to be a losing pack. The inside line has that edge so far. And they're 3 wide with Wyatt Stevens, Beaver Serrano, and Matthew Brower. Ross Corlett right there with Travis Kroenberg. And it looks like Redford gets filed out in the middle. Bryce Hamrick holds on nice and strong. Zach Todger there as well as Todger's in 3rd. Molina still holds on with now what is a total of 50 laps remaining here in Talladega. And Peter Serrano, Beaver Serrano, going to be right there with Ross Corlett. Corlett dives down just a bit, fix it low, goes back up high, and now going to be right there with Brandon Redford. It's a 66 Menards machine. Keeps it there and saving big money. As right now his car's been clean all race long, no use of a fast repair, and drivers up front have not used that fasty just yet. Drivers in pack number 2, well, they have, and that's the reason they are back there, trying to save time, save their car. John Smith going to get a bit squirrely that time by as well, and Molina, either the second pack gets shuffled, and Zach Todger going to go around. Big time incident. That's going to be a multitude of guys going down and around, and the caution is out. Bogdan going to get out with minimal damage and are under yellow once again. Drivers falling to the back of the pack, and we will see just what caused it. He tried to take an instant replay. Zach Todger going to be at the center of the cause, and we will find out what caused caution number 4. 49 laps to go here. We will take a look. They're already wrecked by that point, and Zach Todger goes down and around, and it looks like Bryce Hamrick might have just been involved. And that it does appear he might have been slightly, but it's going to be Sean Conklin who hooks him right back up into the wall. Zach Todger as his hammer goes around, and then it looks like the 95 gets in. Hunter Boggan there as well, and Josh Williams requesting to see his perspective of that one on the broadcast. So that we will do. That's the number 78 machine. We will get his perspective up on the screen in just a moment. Multiple drivers going to wreck there. We just get back 20 seconds to see just what happened from the perspective of the number 78 machine. Josh Williams currently in 11th. And up on the high side, everyone begins to wreck. A cloud of smoke backs it down to the inside line. Drivers coming up, coming down, and able to avoid it quite nicely. Josh Williams makes out with a ton of spots there, and currently 11th on the board, as it's going to be Max Molina still leading the way here in Talladega. And this time by, it looks like they will come down pit road for some, and it looks like it will be for all, including Max Molina, going to go just a bit later, dedicate himself there just a few tenths of a second after, but they all come down pit road, and the race is on once again to get it done. Drivers are rolling in. Anthony Trippigan are already there, and now Kenny Rio getting his laps back, only a total of about 7 laps down. With cautions we're having, he still has a chance to get it done. And John Smith makes his way in. Bryce Hammer could have been right there as well. Marcus Vanderlee in the mix, and it looks like drivers already exiting. Zach Todriff on his way, and Todriff looks to be out in front. Might be the one who comes home on top. Comes in that time by. Barbagallo going to be the winner off of pit road. And now with Dominic Barbagallo on the way, it's going to be then the drivers of Kroenberg and Conklin, followed by Marcus Vanderlee and Max Molina. John Smith, Bryce Hammer gets out right in front of Wyatt Stevens, Josh Williams, Beaver Serrano, and then Kyle Freeman with Michael Deitch. Hunter Whitlock going to be right there with Jason Beckman. Daniel Krim going to be in the mix. Ethan Noeli. Zach Todriff does not take a fast repair, and he will be falling down the running order as drivers such as Fainoff take it that time through, and so does Ross Corlett, so does Daniel Krim, so does the driver of the number 94 in Bryce Hamrick. Hunter Whitlock going to be right there in that same boat. Dominic Barbagallo, your race leader, has taken his fast repair as well. Connor Asbell, and right now drivers up in front who have risked that fasty, and now they have to go 48 laps without it, and that is a risk, and these guys, it will be worth taking. Get that victory, all or nothing here as we get down to almost halfway in this event. Execution going to take a lot, as Max Molina currently going to be 4th on the board, and right now in the waiting room, so we're drag Molina in top 5 as it stands, almost halfway in. How's it feeling?
Oh, dude, it is crazy up there. It's you know, a lot of action going on in the middle of the pack. You know, that's probably the reason why we had so many cautions. It's just people, you know, either not being up to speed or getting checked up, and then you know, and then you got other guys who haven't checked up yet, just going straight through the field and causing some more wrecks. So you know, it's been crazy, and you know, I'm glad I was able to work with my teammates there at the end of that stage and get a 1-2 for PBR and me and Sean.
And it certainly looks like PBR having a great run, teamwork, making the dream work here. So you guys running out in front. What's the game plan from here on out? His championship contention is on the rise, and for a lot of you guys, you come down pit road. So what's the move when it comes to strategy?
Strategy for this race, at least, is just trying to be able to make it on the end on fuel, you know, and then, you know, work with each other and see when we need to pit, because we're definitely not going to be able to make it on fuel from here. So we're probably just going to try and pit as a team, I have to assume, because like you said, teamwork makes the dream work. I almost said it the wrong way around. And so we're just all going to try and maybe get organized and then pit on our own if it goes green all the way to the end, and then, you know, hopefully get a good clean green flag pit stop together, and then go from there.
And it's all about the pit stop so far under yellow. No green flag action as they are double file so far. We'll be back on the track very soon, so any final thoughts?
Just shout out to Maverick Car Company that's on my car, Built Bar, and Team PBR and Burt Rubber Racing Warehouse, and you know, shout out to everyone else watching the stream as well, and hope they are enjoying their time.
And that we hope to see is Max Molina currently up front most of the race and looking to get back out there once again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And a great help to see Max Molina there in the interview room, able to get his thoughts in. And mid-race, Molina always has a lot to say. Mr. Excitement in this series, and we thank him dearly for stopping by. As 47 laps to go, and aggression has been the name of the game all night long. You know, these guys are pretty far from the run up at the top of the board. It looks like they continue to wait until the show gets rolling, as it's going to be the 72 machine out in front of Dominic Barbagallo, with now Travis Kroenberg in second and Sean Conklin in third. So these guys up front, the top three, have a lot of pace, and Marcus Vanderlee up in fourth as well. The top two drivers, now it looks like one of which, your leader, has taken that fast repair, as Bryce Hamrick in fifth has taken it as well. And it looks like more and more drivers have. We're going to take account. Of course, one is going to be Barbagallo, two is going to be Hamrick, three will be the driver Connor Asbell, and fourth going to be Wyatt Stevens in 10th right now. Then it's going to be a collective team of fifth there, Daniel Krim. Sixth is going to be Ross Corlett, and it looks like there it will be seventh with Hunter Whitlock. Then it's going to be eighth with the driver Zach Todriff, ninth with Matthew Fainoff, and 10th with Penny Reel. That's currently on the track. So of the 27 drivers on the circuit, 10 of which have taken fast repairs on the field, could get thinned out if an incident happens once again that involves any one of them. It could be do or die here, but it's time to do, it's time to execute, and it will be the driver of the number 72 leading them in this time by. Green flag is going to be out this time through Let's Go Racing once again, led by Dominic Barbagallo, and we are green once more here at Talladega. The Beckman Designs 207.48 led by the 72. And now it's all about the single file out in front, and Marcus Vanderlee going to nose it up high. Big time single car incident. It looks to be nobody else going to get involved, and Vanderlee going to go down and around alone. No caution called, and that's going to be a hard one to catch. There's nobody else gets involved. That does not slow down the field at all. But Vanderlee goes around like a top, and it looks like he's right there, and Bryce Hamrick, he tries to go clear himself more, but Vanderlee goes around and nobody gonna hit him. So 46 to go. The 56 caught up in misfortune with 46 remaining, and we head back to the racing, as he's now gonna be right there on the back straightaway, and the leader's half a track ahead of him. Barbagallo gonna be right there with Sean Conklin out in front with John Smith in third, and now single file, they are thinned out, and we could see the making of this show between the driver of the 72 machine and Sean Conklin in second. Bryce Hammer going to be in fourth, and Connor Asbell going to be in fifth, as Jason Beckman is in P6. And right now, but a 6-car pack breaking away, and now you can see Wyatt Stevens with Josh Williams making their moves through, and they are all coming in tow. Dominic Barbagallo right there in front. How do we ride on board with Sean Conklin for a moment, see how it is uninterrupted, and how it is to push the leader out in front here at Talladega. And every driver here on the Terran, you can see Sean Conklin has to be oh so delicate with what he has in store for the driver of the number 72 to go side by side there. Barbagallo's not going to be happy about that. And now the 72 has some competition, and it's going to be the Japanese branded Honda. Now seeing that the 54 tried to peel out, and Bryce Hammer goes out of the apron, going to lose a lot of momentum there, able to get himself back out up in front. So great maneuver there, able to save himself quite nicely, and they come barreling down with 44 laps remaining. 35 laps into this event, almost halfway through, and these guys are moving aggression. It's been at an all-time high about the entirety of this race, and you can see the 72 there with Travis Kroenberg. Travis Kroenberg now going to have a push going with Sean Conklin, and Conklin, the man in the number 54, gets out in front. Nice work for him so far as they keep it barreling in, and it looks like Sean Conklin is on the move. Travis Kroenberg going to be position number 2, Connor Asbell in third, and John Smith going to be in fourth, as Kyle Freeman's in fifth, and Dominic Barbagallo falls back outside of the top 5. Ethan Duelli back out in front in that 7th spot, and Bryce Hamrick right there next to him. And Hamrick has admittedly been involved with quite a few incidents off of his front bumper. Right there with Barbagallo again. Looks to get just a bit dicey, and he will have to peel to the back of the line, and I don't think the drivers are happy with him at all. He comes right back up with Jason Beckman there, and he's going to merge back in the rear of the field. But certainly something about that 94 machine is a bit too antsy here. CCH number 94 already through his fast repair, and Hamrick, usually a nice, clean, conservative driver, but right now it is not clicking as such. And of course, no disrespect to the driver number 94 machine, sometimes just doesn't go your way. And lucky for him, he's only gotten involved with one incident majorly. Any other will take him out, and it could be his own doing that gets him in that spot. Conklin leads with Travis Koiberg, and right now the 54 and 69 absolutely representing the same team here. And while it isn't PBR, it isn't one of the giants like CCH, they are working nicely. And 2 cars, it takes 2 to make a thing go right. And it looks like right now that's the case as one goes high. And that is going to be Kyle Freeman, Season 1 champion. Watch out. He goes up high for a moment, then backs it down low. Keeps it in the mix. Connor Aswell able to get himself into second now as a result. And 42 to do it as Aswell blinks out just a bit. And it looks like he's going to be a bit unstable when it comes to connection. And they disconnect him from the train here. Looks like he's going to be sent to the caboose. It's going to be the 54 machine still out in front. And the number 15 of Ethan Llewellyn there in fourth. What's it going to take for a driver up in the front of the pack to make it happen? Well, it's going to take a lot of patience and persistence. Right now, these guys are racing much more cleanly. And we saw beforehand, it's a single file battle out in front. And this is what you'll love to see. Second pack right now, single file as well as Zach Todrick out in front of it. It's Connor Aswell about a total of 3 seconds ahead. That time by, these drivers in the second pack are about a 1 second gap faster, and they are gaining in 10th after 10th. This is the fastest group of the pack, and it looks like Zach Todrick is the one leading them through. Their pole sitter still finding speed, even if he's not leading, and it might just get him back up to lead if he plays his cards just right. Sean Conklin right there in frame. The leaders are now getting chased big time, and this could become a double file battle very, very soon, as Connor Aswell giving these guys just enough steam to make it happen side by side, and this will cut momentum even more as Barbagallo leads a group of drivers out to the high side. And while of course these drivers want to go for the win, sometimes you have to think about the long game. You don't want that second pack able to catch up to you, and if they do get up to you, that is game over. You don't want them to be able to, and in IORA, where Zach Todrick got the victory, that's what led him to get back out front, and that's what led him to get into the battle for the win. When the double file packs, well, they became a single file pack. The first pack, at the first moment, got that edge, and eventually Todrick able to transfer his way through after yellow, and then it became permanent. Marcus Vanderlee up high there, and he's going to not leave a lot of room for these leading drivers. They're almost going to get shuffled out, and that they really get close to doing, as Kroenberg able to block there and keep himself out in front, but not without the dismay of Barbagallo falling way back, and the 54 now of Sean Conklin holds it up in front. Vanderlee goes down to the inside line. Looks like he's going to be instructed there as Bryce Hamrick makes a quick slide back up and side by side with John Smith. And 39 laps remaining. The cross flags, it looks like we will cross them this time by, and halfway through this event, it's been a lot of chaos and a lot of calamity as side by side Vanderlee going to take Bryce Hamrick out. What about that? A lap car takes the 94 spinning, and he's going to be able to save it. No damage so far, and a second packer to pass him, and it looks like Hunter Bogdan goes up high. The remainder of the field goes down low. That could have been jeopardy in itself, and you can see the 94 machine there on the inside line, and Vanderlee takes him out. And I'm not sure if that was intentional or just an oversight there. We were taking the onboard view of the driver of that number 56, as it looked like just a lot of tension brewing there, and it looks like Bryce Hamrick taken out of the leading pack, although he still does not have a lot of damage on that car, and certainly in shock after that incident as we try to find the 56 on timing and scoring. Michael Deitch there, Anthony Trippi in the mix as well, and Marcus Vander looks like he's been parked for the night. So we were going to take about a minute and see what just happened. You can see he's there in frame for only a moment, and Vanderlee out on his way, and he might have just set himself up intentionally to wreck the driver of the number 94 machine, and we will see just how that goes down as he's off the track at the moment, whether or not he is able to be connected to once more and on board fourth gear, and this might be the moment he got disconnected, and that it looks like it is not. The leaders coming right up on him, and you can see he lets them by quite nicely here, but this is when it becomes an issue with Bryce Hamrick, and he gets a great toe on Hamrick, and a lap car getting involved with a lead laps business, let alone a championship contender. Watch this. And yeah, he turned right into him. Unfortunately, that's not an oversight. That seemed evident that it was intentional incident. And unfortunate for Marcus Vanderlee, he is going to be ejected from the race as a result, parked for the rest of the night. As Sean Conklin out in front with Zach Todrick. currently your race leader. And how about with that, the second pack, the fastest, and now he is back in front of this race indeed. And now they're going to be side by side once again. Freeman going to be second on the inside line, and they are on a tear. That outside has the momentum, has the edge as they barrel down into the start-finish line once again. It looks like that edge will keep them moving. 37 laps becomes 36 laps to go, and Zach Tyler holds on with Sean Rowe and Beaver Serrano. Connor Asbell going to be in fourth, and it looks like Sean Conklin will be in the mix in fifth as Conklin goes up high, and Freeman keeps it right down low. Ethan Dowell going to be in seventh, and Wyatt Stevens is in eighth. Beckman ninth, Josh Williams in 10th, and Dominic Barbagallo going to be in position number 11 as Travis Kornberg is in 12th, with Ross Corlett in 13th. John Smith 14th, Dustin Pickle going to be in 15th as Daniel Krim is in position number 16 with a third pack brewing as the first is now single file itself. 3-car getaway indeed. They are now about a second up on the remainder of this pack. It's going to be more like 0.3 of a second now, as it's going to be Beaver Serrano trying to hold on with them tight, but it will not happen just yet. Conklin goes up high on Connor Asbell, and the 072 machine going to be able to lead them down as the outside line fading back once again. And Bryce Hamrick, the next driver to the catching up to a lapped car, going to go down to the inside line, and they get by him nice and smooth. Only 2 retirees so far. Hayden Bailey due to incidents, and Marcus Vanderlee due to being ejected from this race for getting involved with Bryce Hamrick, and he is the reason the 94 machine is a lap down. So 35 laps remaining, and it is still the 54 out in front. Single file the leaders are now, and PBR has the edge over the remainder of this pack. Ethan Dowelly has it as well, as 35 laps to go. He's been up front all race long. He needs a great run here tonight in the championship standings, and rivals like Hamrick and James Thurston either not here at all or not having a great night, and the yellow line rule in effect here. He has to stay below it, or rather stay above it, unless he goes below by the force of another driver. And if he does, well, it's going to be a penalty for someone else, and that's exactly why the 56 got ejected as well. That apron, you can't go under it, and if you do, you will be in big time trouble. Beaver Serrano going to be forced out of the line there, and looks like Kyle Freeman going to be able to take that spot. Connor Asbell does as well, and Sean Conklin in third. Sean Rowe second, and Zach Todger from the way here, the 054 machine, as Asbell, the 072, holds on almost outside of the top 5, and now he's back in it as Kenny Rio back in frame once again. Rio trying to get some more time, more laps back in, as currently 4 laps down. We'll go 5 down this time by. The leaders catch up to him without a yellow, and it looks like that they will, as drivers begin to get in the mentality of winding laps down, and this is the racing that some guys were waiting on very early on. It is now much calmer, much cleaner, and consistency is in full display. Sean Rowe going to be able to hold on in that second spot, as Sean Conklin has been there since the beginning, and now he's got his teammate in firm grasp. Number 054 machine here to disrupt the playoff drivers, and that's what he's done all season long. Not in a bad way, but in this sense, he's been a winner and he has been a contender. Even if not in that title hunt, it is the driver of that number 054 machine out in front, putting on a show night after night, and Zach Todger keeps it moving. Sean Rowe second, and Sean Conklin in third, with Connor Asbell in position number 4. Kyle Freeman, Season 1 champion, his title defense has not gone the way that he has wanted it, and we check it on the mega sheet right now. He was one of the drivers eliminated by only 4 points, and now just out there for wins. Able to get it done last season, but this is a totally new ball game, and Freeman down and out. It just didn't happen the way he wanted it this time through, as Zach Todger holds on strong, and Todger currently far out of the championship hunt. One of those guys who's currently raking his way up through the points, and hopefully with the performances we've seen week after week now, he might just have a chance to go full-time next season, season number 3. Make it happen once again for his team, and it has been a show to behold for Zach Todger to come of age and become a driver to reckon with, as Sean Rowe right behind him. Single file, and Kenny Reel able to hold on. Damage appears to not be major anymore, as the 11 machine now right behind the pack holds on in tow, and 5 down without too caution to get back up with the leaders here, and hopefully we will see that as the night goes on. Beaver Serrano there just outside of the leading battle. Hunter Whitlock going to go side by side with Brandon Redford, and now Redford goes out of the apron there, able to save it, and one driver in the apron right behind him as well. We will find out just what that was, as Hunter Bogdan noses it by himself into the infield. And we will take a look at just why that happened. As you can see, right there with Whitlock, right there with Redford, this is a bit early. So let's check it back in about a half minute's time. And he gets it down there again. This car is in trouble. And Redford right there with Bogdan, and Bogdan gonna get sent down, and that's why he gets all that damage. Brandon Redford takes him for a ride, and Redford goes on a ride of his own, as Hunter Bogdan is in a world of danger. Even more time and even more position in the best of the rest battle, as he's currently 12th in the championship standings. Could lose even more spots, as this night has not gone his way. Instant replay. Get a look at what just happened to him as well, as he comes off of the apron once again. Just see, it just doesn't work out his way. The leaders pass him, and Bogdan right now going to be way out of the leading battle, as Zach Todriff comes up a Matthew Fada for that time by, able to make it nice and smooth. Fada, currently the last driver in the points battle, 11th in the chart, and has no bonus points just yet, and a tiebreaker not in his favor. It's actually dead heat with Kenny Real, Dustin Pickle, Ethan DeWeldy right now as well, and Bryce Hamrick, Brendan Redford too. And out of the 6 drivers he's tied with, he is currently 11th in the points due to the best finish rule, and it will not go in his favor, as Todriff holds on with 29 laps remaining. Sean Rowe in second, and Sean Conklin is in third. Let's ride on board with the battle here in third, as it looks like right now a bit of pressure being put on the driver of the Connor Asbell machine, Kyle Freeman, right there behind him. And as you can see, running down the back straight away, the number 072 machine able to hold on with Kyle Freeman right there in fourth. Wyatt Stevens going to be there in the mix as well. And you get on the apron just a bit, going to go inside and outside, bobbling back and forth. It's Matthew Fana losing an awful lot of time. Looks like he has some damage. Got right through his faster there as green flag pit stops. Would you look at the time? It's green flag pit stop time. And drivers come barreling in. This is the first pack, and this is the second. One driver gonna go round. Josh Williams gets into Barbagallo, and that's a big incident. 2 cars going round on pit road, and they almost backed out of pit road. As a result, Jason Beckman, the driver with the big edge here, he gets the fastest and easiest way in, as Williams loses an awful lot of time. Wyatt Stevens does not. And you can see Barbagallo still going to get right into his pit stop at the same time, and Peter Serrano, Beaver Serrano, right there with Kenny Real now in 8th, and Sean Conklin with the PBR guys now having to decide when to go in, and it looks like it could be now. For some drivers, the time is indeed now to make their moves and make it happen. Todriff first, Rowe second, and Connor Asbell is in third. Sean Conklin barrels it down to the inside line, and it looks like he's going to take Kroenberg and Asbell right there with him. Beaver Serrano in the mix. Travis Kroenberg is there in 5th, and Sean Conklin goes right in nice and smooth, and there we go. Coming in, Kyle Freeman there, and they're going to slide inside and out as Asbell makes it in, and there we have it. Driving in, it's going to be Kroenberg and Conklin. Weldy on the mix as well, and Kyle Freeman is now in 5th as Zach Todriff holding on with Sean Rowe and Beaver Serrano. John Smith is going to nearly block the race leader there. Going to get right out of his way though, and Ross Corlett going to do the exact same thing, just a bit quicker and just a bit less pressure, as 27 laps remain here for the driver of number 054 machine. Sean Rowe's in second, Beaver Serrano's in third, and Travis Kroenberg is in 4th right now, right there with Sean Conklin. Packs getting divided, and Zach Todriff takes it in with Sean Rowe, this time by barreling in. Beaver Serrano right there in the mix, and this is the gamble of a lifetime. Rowe makes it in hot and heavy. That could be a penalty here, and it looks like he will be able to keep it going nice and smooth regardless of what that was, as now Kroenberg has to run the lap of his life. Get it nice and formulated. This is the moment where anyone can take the lead if they have a good pack behind them. Conklin on the back bumper of Kroenberg, and they are pushing to the limit with 27 laps remaining. Serrano with Rowe, and they are now out. Zach Todriff is as well. This is going to move out. Todriff goes right with them, and the top 3 guys back out, as it's now all about when Kroenberg comes into frame. Right there, coming across the start-finish line, Talladega, a very wide, very fast entry and exit to pit road, and Rowe needs to put on the pedal now. Looks like he's going to have to go 100% to make this happen. Serrano there. Todriff going to get swallowed up this time by. Serrano's going to be next, and Sean Rowe still out in front. He will be able to cycle up as Kroenberg going to take in the driver of the 54. Zach Todriff, who let him in, going to be the big loser of this one, and he's going to have to regain time some other form of luck. Rowe out in front, Serrano in second, and Sean gets lucky, and Sean does as well. The double Sean battle now going to be first and third row and Conklin, as Hunter Whitlock could be right there in the mix, and now it looks like Zach Todrick just out of frame, as Hunter Whitlock now going to be about a lap down, if not more. They're going to take him down this time by yellow flag now not out on the circuit, and the 35 machine going to be a roadblock there. Looks like he is trying to stay in this lead battle with all his might, and he is currently a total of, actually, according to time and scoring, just one lap down, but still slowing down Wyatt Stevens, Ethan Deweldy, and the remainder of the pack. And now it is top two drivers, Coinberg and Conklin, pulling away with 25 laps remaining. Things are changing here, and a lap car gets involved with the leader's business once again, and now the 99 has to take the 35s for the run. It looks like the run that he's going to generate this time by, not bad, might be big enough, but the Hunter Whitlock machine holds on, locks it in, and there is nothing he can do as Whitlock holds on to that third spot online, even though he is one lap down, 25 laps remaining. It is a 6-car battle in the lead lap. It will be Hunter Whitlock holding on for position number 7 in this battle as he influences it, even though he's not up in the lead. It looks like 34 machine able to hold on nice and smooth. A good roadblock for the 54 and 69. The evidence is, of course, on the track. And now Kroenberg goes way down there, and 24 to go. We have a caution. Hunter Bogdan might have caused it. And we both see the 86 machine right there with Matthew Fain backpack, 24 to go. And the 86 looks to be the only driver who lost an awful lot of time. Matthew Fain up there as well. And we will see just what happened to bring this one out. And coming down to the stripe, the 86 goes up and hooks himself right in there. Fainhoff gets involved as well, and a 2-car incident in the back of the pack. They're already more than a lap down, so not sure what the intention was there, as they lose an awful lot of time, and the pace car is back out. Yellow flag on the circuit. Looks like Fainhoff's night is done. He's already used his fast repair. Damage is major. While it's not fatal just yet to that car, it might be in a few laps time. Bogdan tows it. He's going to be in a much worse situation as Travis Kroenberg can see Sean Conklin nearly spinning out, able to save it nicely. And they come down to the line with 23 laps to go. Time is of the essence here, and we will see whether or not we get a pit stop as Sean Conklin goes down and around there. And now he takes the lead for a moment, and it looks like a troublesome stop on the circuit, as it looks like guys are spinning it out big time as the 54 machine out in front. And they all make it so. And Travis Kroenberg leads the way here with 23 laps remaining, and it looks like pit cycles might not happen this time by. If they don't, we'll take a brief Fireball Talks nonstop, and it looks like that is what we will do. Leader's going to stay out. Sean Rowe looks like he has faith. We will go all the way on the tires and fuel we have, and it looks like that's not the case. Drivers coming to pit road this time by, and things will change as Conklin goes side by side with Kroenberg. This could be the final pit stop of the night. Drivers barrel in, only one driver out on the track right now. That is the iRacing official pace car, and it looks like that is the only thing on the circuit so far. And they all come in quite nicely. Todrick's in, Ross Corlett in the mix as well, and they all file in with John Smith there as Zach Todrick from number 54 backs into his pit stall, misses it at first. Now one on its way. It looks like that is the driver of the number 69, Travis Kroenberg, back out in front. Looks like then Josh Williams there in second. From there on out, Connor Asbell is going to be in third as everyone gets reshuffled and re-racked. Now Beaver Serrano takes it up into fourth, and Ethan Dewelly takes it to fifth. Jason Beckman sixth, Kyle Freeman seventh, and Zach Todrick in eighth as John Smith and Ross Corlett round out the top 10. And that's going to be the top 10. 22 laps to go. We will take a briefly Fireball Talks nonstop to thank our associates who bring these streams to every viewer week after week. If you enjoy the action, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all. I hope you enjoy our brief presentation. You won't miss a lap of the action.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
Stretch to go here before we get back green once again live on FTN, and Travis Kroenberg leads Josh Williams and Connor Asbell is there in third. Ethan Deweldy is there in fourth, and Jason Beckman rounds out your top five as we have only 21 laps to go. When we get back green, it's going to be 20 laps to go, and even less than that by the time we get to perhaps our next yellow. It is all not for certain as the drivers get it back loaded in. It looks like one driver going to go up high. That is Anthony Trippi, and we will see what he has in store for the drivers as we will get back underway. Since the 22 lap to go mark was when our caution came out, we will have our track cams 22.com advertisement breaks, as it looks like they are not with our advertisement lineup for tonight, but still, nonetheless, TrackCams22.com, track cams for Gorman's, the best cameras on iRacing. You want to make broadcasts or you want to take a good look up your replays the way we do, make sure to subscribe to their great packages for tickers at their link in the description. The best place to go for iRacing cameras, no matter if it's a track or a car, TrackCams22.com, they have you covered, and they will continue to update as the service grows and expands its content. So make sure you take a look there as we go back to green. 20 laps of green flag action we will have as we crank it up this time by Let's Go Racing once again, led by Travis Kroenberg. And through it all, according to timing and scoring, Travis Kornberg out on top. Hunter Bogdan is not in second. It's going to say on the ticker for some reason that he is out in front. That is not the case. Kornberg going to lead him down to the stripe this time by, and it will be Sean Conklin there in second. Josh Williams in third as go 3 wide there, and Kornberg goes around. No, it's going to be a multiple car incident. Everyone's going to go around. Ethan Dwelly able to avoid it, and the caution will be out. And the yellow flag strikes once again. And we would try to check on what just happened as Kroenberg certainly gets involved there. And that is indeed the case. We'll take a half-a-minute instant replay and check on just what caused this wreck. Kroenberg goes around. That brings out big moment for a lot of drivers. Kroenberg gets hooked there by Doeldi, and that causes chaos as drivers go scattering around for position. 17 laps to go. Yet another yellow here, and this brings us down to a crunch time to remember as Travis Kroenberg from the front of the pack is now crab walking. Not have much left in that number 69, but it is going to be Sean Conklin there with Brandon Redford out in front, and the pack led by a driver that's not been up front all night long. Nonetheless, an incredibly impressive performance of the man in that number 47. Redford able to make a nice recovery from what was looking to be doomsday for him, and it just looked like nothing would go his way. But now Redford, with a lot under his own power once again, could be able to make it happen with him at the helm, and he is now leading Sean Conklin with 16 laps remaining. Time, it is passing by, and passing by quick, but it could be Redford out of all the drivers with the edge coming into the remainder of this race. The later section, it is here, it is now, it is evidently going to be Brandon Redford out in front over the remainder of this pack. Timing and scoring is a few guys messed up, so as we are under yellow, we will get an interview, and that driver will be the driver of the number 57. That's going to be Michael Deitch right now. It looks to be top 10 on the board, so we will get a word with the man out in 7th. Michael Deitch, according to time and scoring, up there in the top 10. We will get a word from him right now. Going to give us just a moment to get us connected. Then we'll have him right in. Michael Deitch comes down pit road this time by, but we still have the ability to talk to him, and we will have him in as soon as his pit stop is done. Giving us just a moment to connect to this session here as we get it rolling. As Michael Deitch comes down pit road, you can see Sean Rowe there as well, giving us just a bit of time before we get into the interview. Deitch on his way in the Hendrick cars, number 57. Looking to back up a strong run at Auto Club with a strong run here at Talladega. Michael Deitch, how's it been out in front here at Dega?
It's been interesting so far, David. I initially joined with no sound, so I had to reset my car under the stage brake. But trying to do my best to keep the wrecking to a minimum, and hopefully I can have something here in these last 15 laps to go or so.
And absolutely, it's all about keeping wrecking to a minimum. Consistency is key, and with that incident, well, it's even better. And it has been a very action-packed race, so what's your game plan when it comes to avoiding incidents? Because it looks like that's been the name of the game for every driver, no matter if they've taken their faster pair or not.
That's where it gets tricky, because you never know where the wreck's going to start, but as long as it happens behind me, I think we'll be okay.
And that is some confidence there. Good to note as we get this thing going very, very soon. 64 laps in out of 78, and that now leaves us with a total of 15 laps remaining. So is that all aggression from here on out? We lay back to see what just happens.
I think I'm going to go for it. 15 laps to go. I feel like go time's got to be soon, right?
And you're right about that. Absolutely not a lot of time to make it happen, so it looks like it will be here and now. Michael Deitch, any final thoughts?
Gonna do my best here. Try and get a win for JBS Motorsports.
And there we have it. Michael Deitch out in front before the pit cycle, and now looking to go all the way. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We drag Michael Deitch right back into his voice chat there, and he's back on his way as we get things rolling. Ticker has been corrected for some odd reason. Now, we haven't seen this beforehand. It was only giving us the lead lap results of Hunter Bogdan. So it said that Bogdan, while he was very far out of leading contention, was up in front. and the average pace for any driver was not being collected, meaning that drivers are scored as the finishers of the race already. When that's not the case, iRacing sometimes has its fumbles, and we were able to recover this one, so no issue, nothing to be concerned about. We are still going live and in action with 15 laps to go here, and it is all about the way these guys played out. Something you might have noticed in the Crank It Up. Well, look who's back. James Thurston, number 96 of Machine. We said he wasn't here. He's already gotten through on Marcus Vanderlee and Caden Bailey, and he is now up into 27th. This is better than no points, that's for certain. And now the 96 showing that while it won't be a winning effort from him tonight, he's still here collecting points, making something happen, even if it is on a smaller scale. And a great effort for James Thurston to come out into the field tonight and show that he has still got what it takes to compete with these guys later in the going. Some guys just quit, some guys just settle for dead last, and then some. But Thurston makes a start. As a matter of fact, it looks like he is going to park it as we were watching him. James Thurston, not done and done, but he's going to come down to pit road, and that could be the night for the 96, able to make 2 spots up. Mathematically, though, the remainder of these spots, it looks like he will not be able to get. Brandon Redford out in front, Ethan DeWeldy there in second, and Sean Conklin is in third with Connor Asbell in the 4th spot. Josh Williams going to round out that top 5 here, and these guys up in the top spots, they have a great shot to get this victory for themselves. We've seen them up front beforehand. We've seen them running up, leading laps, making names, and now it's all about taking the victory here, as the focus for any driver is that checkered flag. 14 laps remaining. It's crunch time. Anyone could get it done, and it's anyone's game to make the show worth the while. As you can see, Sean Conklin still up there. Kroenberg with the same paint scheme. Looks to be further back in the field, but it is the 47 with the 15 here as we get things started. Once again, the Beckman Designs 207.48. Coming down to about the final 20-odd miles. And it's been a great one so far. Who will be able to cap it off the winner? We will see the iRacing official pace car able to come down on pit road this time by, and we get it going once again. Redford first, DeWeldy second, and Sean Conklin there with Connor Asbell in the fastest 4 as we get the show on the road. A Baker's dozen to do it. The green flag going to come out this time by, led by Brandon Redford. Green is out, and we are good from Talladega. As they come right down to the stripe that time by, it's Redford out in front, and Sean Conklin is right there in second. DeWeldy going to be in third as Josh Williams comes home in the 4th spot so far. Then it's going to be Connor Asbell side by side with Jason Beckman. Beckman, the sponsor of tonight's event, right there in the mix. And the number 14 has a lot to say, has a lot to do, as he wants a shot at this victory as well as any other driver does. And they will take that shot into chance as Brandon Redford going to be right there on the high side with Ethan DeWeldy. Brandon having a great run so far. DeWeldy up there as well. These two have been forces to reckon with. One of the better nights so far. Talladega, the great equalizer. You don't trade strategy perfectly, you still have a shot. You don't play anything perfectly when it comes to avoiding wrecks, you still could have a shot. Big wreck. Josh Williams, Kyle Freeman, multiple cars involved, and it looks like they get it all straight. Will it be a yellow? It looks like it will not be. We're still green as everyone's able to save it for the most part, and Kyle Freeman goes down and around, able to save it. 12 laps to go. That could have been so much worse, and a testament to these drivers here as it was not. Freeman getting right up there to Ross Corlett, gets right behind him, then gonna tag him, but it's gonna be Josh Williams who goes in the wall, then collects Kyle Freeman, and it looks like Freeman gonna spin in front of the pack. Nobody gonna spin there. Looks like Bogdan able to avoid it. Looks like Josh Williams able to get out of it as well, and a big wreck avoided by a great group of drivers there as they keep it rolling. And it is side by side for the race lead. Jason Beckman now out in front. The 14 leads the 15 with Sean Conklin there in third. Look at this. Zach Todger for the mix as well as they all come battling down with 12 laps remaining. It's here, it's now, and Ross Corlett goes side by side with Todger. Door banging to go 3 wide, and now the battle up front separated to a total of 10 cars. John Smith, the last of which. Jack Todger there in 5th, and Jason Beckman running away with Ethan DeWeldy and Sean Conklin. Now it's all about getting that gap and keeping it. It's going to be trouble for any of these guys to hold on. It will be a challenge, but it looks like they still will hold on like it's nothing. Redford there with Todger. Max and Molina going to be side by side right there with them. And these three wide guys, now they're down to single file up front. The pack's going to have to hold. And it's single file between the top three. Redford there with Todger. Now Redford gets the run. Zach is just going to have to think about it from here on out. His moves have to be precise. Hunter Whitlock locking it in, dialing it out, and the 7th place machine, that number 35, keeps it on a tear. 10 laps to go here at Talladega, and we have crossed into the threshold of no return. You go here, and you don't go at all. You'll be waiting for next week to get a shot, and next week it'll be a much different style of track. Talladega, as we know, just about anyone can come home at the top of the board, but here it's going to be a different story, of course, where we go next week. From Talladega, we will be heading on to Watkins Glen for the McConey Setup Shop 110, and it's a different ball game when you head to a track like the Glen, a road course, and it is going to be just about as long as Talladega, but the twists and turns there are nothing like what we see out here. One goes out of the inside line. That's Sean Conklin. They would hold on side by side. Conklin and Beckman. There they go. Redford going to make it 3 wide as Zach Todger goes up high for the race lead. Now it's going to be the great equalizer with Zach Todger out in front. Max Molina going to be there in second, and the PBR guys are now getting locked in. Hunter Whitlock there as well. They get a bit squirrely once again, side by side. Ross Corlett going to lose a lot of time, and now Sean Conklin gets dumped out of the pack, keeps it going, and actually gets himself right back into it. A great save, and we'll take an instant replay on that one. How about the move made by Sean Conklin? Instant replay on the matter. That's going to take it back just a bit too much. He will see just how he did it. You see he got turned way out there, able to keep it nice in control. A bit of wheel work, a bit of hand work, and he keeps it on the pedal no matter what, and keeps it in the draft. As it stands, he's just out of the draft and trying to use every rev in this car to keep it in there, but it looks like that might be it for the driver of the number 54. A commendable effort, and it looks like it will just not go his way this time by. 8 laps to go. Zach Todger out in front with Max Molina and Brennan Redford. 8 to go, a great number, the great 8s, as they barrel down with 71 laps in out of 78, and you can see that Zach Todger been a man on a mission all night long. Pole sitter coming to the back of the field, up to the front time and time again, and now it could be a chance for him to get this victory. Molina there in second. James Thurston, 44 laps down. Alan Matthew Fainov still on the track here, and he's now with the second pack, which is on the move, and it looks like new leader of that second pack is, in fact, the driver, as Brandon Redford going to go way into the high side, and we were going to talk about Sean Conklin, but Redford with 8 laps to go brings out the yellow as he smacks the high side of the track, and that is your yellow. This looks to be a single car incident. We will see whether or not it was, as Jason Beckman goes around as well, and they both go up into the wall and smack it. Redford, as a matter of fact, able to save it, so I'm not sure if they consider that a 2-car incident. Debatable, but Beckman gets damaged. Redford saves it, and that brings out your yellow with 7 laps to go. The race has been extended, which should be about a 3 or 4 lap finish, if not a natural green-white checkered. These drivers have to be on the edge of their seats now. And this gives a second chance to drivers that have been in this race who are not up in the front of the pack. How about the driver of the number 29 machine? Kyle Freeman, Season 1 champion. We've mentioned it time and time again. Having a great run so far, but now down in 23rd. So it's going to be all about performance from here on out. He's got to be nice, cool, and consistent to get this victory, and it takes a lot to keep everything together from the back of the pack. He could make that comeback and get the victory, although time will be what tells if the driver in that position gets it done. The back of the field to the front of the field comeback, we've seen it before. It's a hard charge, but any driver can make it happen if they have the will to do just that. Kyle Freeman, we'll get a word with him right now as we connect into his voice chat. It's going to be for Young Guns Motorsports, the number 29 machine. Freeman, currently 23rd on the board. What's the move to get the victory?
We're gonna... Well, we got lucky with that yellow after I got wrecked, but we're gonna see what we can do, honestly. I'm gonna try and charge through the pack, see what I can do. Yeah.
And it's going to take a lot of effort to charge through the pack here with 6 laps to go, and it'll be even less than that if someone gets wrecked right in front of you.
Someone just got dumped.
And that's an incident
Oh.
we'll check on. Josh Williams gets wrecked there, but would you have known what that was about? Because we're going to check an instant replay.
No, I have no idea.
And how about that?
What
And that's going to bring
the-
one competitor right out of frame. So for you, Rex, you have to avoid him. As you could see right there, a wreck in motion. So what's it going to be for you to get through the pack without damage?
We're just gonna go.
And there we have it,
Yep,
just gonna
voice
go.
chat's going crazy.
And yeah, I would presume that something is going down there. Well, we'll leave you to it. 6 laps to go, and it looks like caution is out, and not without some controversy. So, any final thoughts?
My uncle's in the hospital and he's watching this, so hope you get better. And yeah, we're gonna try and do this.
And there we have it. Kyle Freeman, big shout out to his uncle there. Hope he gets better. And if you are still watching, well, I absolutely hope it as well. Kyle Freeman going to be in the top 20 now. Thank you for your time. We drag him right back in for Young Guns Motorsports, a man on a mission here. Kyle Freeman dedicating this one to his uncle as it looks like a wreck right in front of him there. And Josh Williams with Fainoff and Bogdan. So not sure what the case was in that one, but it looks like going to be a big issue as Hunter Bogdan now down on pit road. Not sure if he's been parked for the night. That could be possible. He could have come down for an incident as well. This will become a frenzy post-race, but right now these drivers have to worry about winning the race as Zach Todrick goes down to the apron and goes right up to the infield wall. Able to keep it nice and clean, but certainly something causing an incident and causing some chaos. And this will be one to watch. As the driver of the 54 machine is out in front, Max Molina is in second. We'll get this one going with what looks to be 4 laps to go. And you can see now some drivers who were up front beforehand now back. Ross Corlett in the 3rd spot, the highest he's ran all night since the very beginning. And you can see John Smith there as well. Smith running a nice and clean and collected race as Hunter Whitlock going to be right there in the 35. Whitlock playing nice with the PBR guys, so we'll see whether or not the relationship continues as the night goes on. And Beaver Serrano is going to be right there in 7th with Travis Kornberg in 8th. Anthony Trippi 9th. Dustin Pickle in 10th as Bryce Hamrick is in 11th. And Connor Asbell, number 12 on the board. That 072 machine up to the high side, and he keeps it moving. Hodger out in front. We got to thank everyone who came into the chat tonight. If you're still watching, we hope you still are. It's Josh Williams, Zach Todrick, Undecided Racing, SRT 0616. That is going to be Ethan Dwelly. Of course, Josh Williams again, Elijah Isles, Sean Rowe, and Kenny Reel. All coming to the chat tonight. We hope you enjoy the presentation. This race is getting intense, and it is getting to be one worth remembering. Talladega, always a great finish we see, but now is all about the great racing that we will get to cap this one off. It could be up to Zach Todrick. It could be up to the remainder of the field. Max Molina there, a teammate of his, and the PBR guys might just have what it takes to make the victory theirs at the tail end of the night. Would they do so? We'll just have to wait and see. 45, Max Molina out in front. Ross Corlett's going to be in second. And it's going to be now Zach Todrick falling to the back of the field and getting himself back up. So we do have a miscalculation there. Todrick just stays in the infield grass for just a bit too long and gets himself up. So it will be Todrick with Molina. 4 green flag laps to do it here in Alabama. Winner going to be able to take it all and perhaps get themselves mathematically locked into the round of 7 in the championship hunt. And it's here. It is now to make it so. Corlett in the 3rd spot, DeWeldy in 4th. And it will be up to Zach Todrick to lead him in once again. The iRacing official pacer going to be on the way. Camaro24 coming to the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the action as we get this one going. Once again, Todrick side by side with Molina. It's PBR 1-2. Don't count out the CCH, boys. This could get real now as we go green once again. 5 laps to do it. The Beckman Designs 207.48 going to come down right to this. Max Molina gets a great start, and Zach Todrick is going to have to wait on it. That's 4 laps to go. Teammates high side and low. You're going to be double foul coming out of the remainder of this event. 2 by 2 to the distance. Ross Corlett going to be side by side with Ethan Noel, 3 wide. They're going to go right there with Kroenberg, Conklin, and Bryce Hamrick. Able to hold on nice and steady. No incident, no damage just yet. It's going to be all about consistency and almost all about complacency. Now, we say that in a positive light. These guys are going to be content with what they have for now. When push comes to shove, they'll make that move and make it happen out in front. Corlett with Todger, Molina going to be there, and Ethan Wells going to be in 4th as well. John Smith, running the race of his life, is going to be in 5th, and absolutely a clean race for him. Some of these guys say that John Smith is a bit of an aggressive driver. So you can see Beaver Serrano going to give an aggressive push. Big wreck indeed, and everyone goes around. This is going to go to overtime. And as we mentioned, John Smith, the 66, gives the shove of a lifetime to him and takes the field with him. Let's check what happened. And Smith gets that big shove. Serrano gets loose, gets in the Hamrick. That's going to end his night. Going to end both Conklin and Kroenberg there, it might be. And the 072 gets immediately caught up in it, smacks the wall with Brandon Redford, Wyatt Stevens, James Thurston gets right through it. Michael Deitch does as well, and Kyle Freeman makes it worth the while. And there we have it. Drivers get all the way around. Back again as we have ourselves going into overtime here at Talladega. Max Molina leads the way. Ethan Dueldi is in 2nd. And Hunter Whitlock is in 3rd as Zach Todger holds on in that top 4. Things are going to get dicey, and things are going to get spicy as a 2-lap shootout will determine the victor here in Alabama. And this is sometimes what happens, and it is sometimes a byproduct of super speedway racing. The aggression gets a bit too high for some of these drivers' tastes, for some of their standards, and eventually it leads to drivers just going above and beyond when it comes to aggression and costing themselves as a result. Molina with Dueldi, Hunter Whitlock right there, Jason Beckman in the mix. And it looks like Molina goes right under the commitment line, not going to go all the way down, and he will stay out on track, of course. Now Jason Beckman goes in, and this is going to be a big maneuver as Beckman comes in with Molina still there, and Jason takes it in early, racing his way in as Max Molina going to be scored as the leader at the stripe nonetheless. It's Molina, Dueldi, Whitlock, and Zach Todger in 4th as a big wreck sends us into overtime, our first attempt on the night, and most likely, not going to say for certain, should be able to go from here on out a yellow. Not guaranteed, not for certain, but it could just end up being the case. We'll find out as this night sends itself into overdrive in overtime. And Max Molina there out in front. Don't change anything, stay in. This is going to be a show to remember. And Max is on a tear. Molina for PBR has been so consistent all year long and will surely be leading the championship hunt as we get out of Alabama and go upstate to New York. And with that being said, he's just going to have to keep it nice and smooth to hold on to this victory. Nothing overdoing it, nothing overpowering himself, and he will keep it in victory lane. Of course, Dueldi, an aggressive driver on himself as well. And will be down to these guys still on the circuit. As it stands, it looks like 19 drivers in the lead lap in this race. Beckman looks to have parked it. Asbell looks to have parked it as well. Not sure what's going on there. And it looks like Jason might be out, even though he had such a great run going. And that will be it for the driver of the number 14 machine. As 3 laps to go, this will be the final lap under 2 to green pacing before we get back to 1 lap to green. And the drivers go double file all the more again. Max Molina with the built sponsorship has been built tough, and I'm not talking Ford tough. This Toyota has been taking it as Jason Beckman looks to be done for the night. Unfortunate there. Thank you for stopping by nonetheless. And this comes out of a lot of drivers who don't have wins. It comes out of guys like Molina, does have wins. Guys like Dueldi, looking for that first win. Whitlock, looking for that first win as well. Zach Todger, not in the playoffs. Doesn't matter what happens to him. He can win it. He could go all the way down to last for all the drivers in the front of the pack care. Out of contention, but he's going for a win himself. Ross Corlett, John Smith, Justin Pickle, Dominic Barbagala on debut, looking for that win as well. So these guys out in front, you know where they're chasing. And this is their shot to make it happen. Molina knows that this could be his chance. Could come down this year and now. Zach Todger going to be there in 3rd. Now goes down to the 4th. Side by side they are. One driver getting a lap back. That looks to be James Thurston, the Hatsune Miko number 96. Now, it is going to be 1, lap to green. Double file. Here we go again. And as you can see, Max Molina has Hunter Whitlock and Zach Charger in play. Now, these guys have been all playing nice. It's the PBR camp that's been out in front all race long. If they get a gap in this race, you know that they will take every advantage, every benefit that they can have. And you can see that side by side, the 45 and the 15 are up there for a reason. DeWeldy has been pushing nice and smooth, and it gives a little bit of a door bang there to Max Molina. Not sure if he just has an absent-minded moment there, but going to spark a bit of attention there as Max Molina goes right back up there, just hoping that it's a bit of light-hearted action before we get back into the show. And 3 to go, it will be a green-white checker. Now, for the drivers, of course, up in front, they know the rules, but for the viewers, if you are coming in for the first time, this is how a green-white checkered works. Green is going to be second to last lap. Is going to be that one lap we get in that 2 to go phase. And if we have a caution, then we re-rack them, restack them, and go for another green-white checkered. So green, and if we get past that green lap, we get to the white flag. That's the final lap of the race. So if you get to the white flag, and the next flag ends it yellow, which could be called, or a checker. Most often than not, when we get to a white flag, we get to that checkered flag. So if you get to that last lap, you have a chance at the tail end. You just have to get to the checkered flag first and cross the stripe at the line. This is a NASCAR in the real world. There is no post-race inspection like taking the win away from you. There is no such thing as a protest that can flip the results unless the admins decide to give points to other drivers as they manually control the point standings. But it could be decided at the moment they cross that stripe. Molina, DeWeldy, Whitlock, and then it will be the driver of Zach Todriff. Your pole sitters staying up front as they shuffle in one last time. The iRacing official pace car makes its way, and this will be the first overtime attempt of the night. Molina out in front. Got a great group behind him. The CCH guys there as well. Teammates might be able to make it happen as we go green this time by through the Geico restart zone, back through the gears. Let's go racing once again. 3 laps to go becomes 2 laps to go here from Talladega, and it's led quite nicely by the 45 machine. Able to get a nice and smooth start. One blinks. That's Daniel Krim at the back of the pack. They all keep moving nice and smooth. It's moving and grooving as the 35 machine right there with the 91. A-Shot Creatives, Ethan DeWeldy looking for win number 1 on the season. You know he wants it. You know he's been chasing it and chasing the taste of a victory all season long. This could lock him into a deep playoff run and get him into the round of 7. As you can see, side by side they go. It's going to be Ethan DeWeldy right there. Kenny Real going to be up there as Daniel Krim going to go spinning. This might bring out a yellow, and that, it looks like it will. Matthew Brower goes around. Multiple cars involved, and this might just be yellow number 2 to overtime number 2. And it looks like drivers going around. Cautions out once again. We will wait to get to the white flag another time. And Max Molina was not hoping for that. He was already down for the front straightaway, and that could have been his race. And now we'll have to wait to do it all over again. And tensions, they are rising. And Molina still out in front. Gonna have to think from here on out to get it through, because he had a great advantage with Whitlock right behind him. And now that advantage looks to be all but gone. And he's going to have to work at it once again. Drivers know he gets through the restart zone, and this is a major disadvantage for the man leading the race. Going to need to think of something. Get back out on top. Beckman Designs 207.48 has been led mostly by drivers in the PBR camp, and right now Max Molina exemplifying that as 10:25 on the Eastern Seaboard, and he leads it over Hunter Whitlock and Ross Corlett, and we are going into our second overtime over the scheduled distance. And it's going to be side by side there with DeWeldy and Dustin Pickle as we wait to get this one rolling once again. Move, well, it's going to be for these drivers to keep it going up in front as Ross Corlett moves on with Hunter Whitlock at 45. That's the machine out in front, and it looks like nobody going to get out pit road this time by. We might see a shortened yellow. That could be a call from the admin team, including Joaquin Stewart and Zachary Milano. A great job they do week after week to keep this show nice and smooth, but no, we see drivers not going down on pit road, so it looks like they might have gotten the warning that we will have a one to go. Next time through, Serrano goes in, Sean Rowe, Connor Asbell, and this leaves Max Molina out in front. Corlett, Whitlock, then of course, Ross Corlett there as well with Ethan DeWeldy. Molina crossed the stripe that time by. We are not one to green. It looks like we will not shorten this caution. Double foul, they could switch it to any time of the admin team. That they will not do so far as they wait to get every driver back and reorganize. 81 laps in this 78 lap event. Gavin Austin's had some predictions come through so far. James Thurston returning. It's been a long, action-packed, chaotic racing. We want to thank him for stopping by early to analyze the race very early on. So we're going to put up the hosting message once again. I've been leading the commentary and production for tonight's event. David Kreutz and Gavin Austin showed up pre-race to give us some guest analysis, and we thank them dearly for stopping by. But otherwise, it's been a great race, and I've been covering this one end to end, flag to flag. Still not up to that checkered. That settles the score. As we come down the back straightaway, the pace car still could be called in this time by. And the call from Joaquin Stewart, it looks like it will not be one more tour at least. The pace car and the remainder of the field, anticipating the time it goes down once more. Nina holds on, and they are single file coming down through the back straightaway. 3 laps to do it. And Hunter Whitlock holding on in second. Ross Corlett is in third. And Ethan Weldy is in fourth. How about a guy that's been an underdog all race long? Dominic Barbagallo. He's used his fastener pair. He is still up in front and running in seventh right there with Michael Deitch. He has a great shot to get this one done for his own sake. And I think, in all honesty, he might just be able to make it happen. There we go. Again, looking through the drivers under yellow. It has been a mostly yellow-filled race, unfortunately. It looks like a lot of action leading to a lot of incidents. And Matthew Fano still is on track. So it looks like even though he was involved in that incident with Josh Williams, he's still moving. We will see what the admin verdict is on that as we go into further deliberation after the race. But right now, focus is on the leaders. Max Molina, Hunter Whitlock, Ross Corlett, and Zach Hodger. An average pace lap around Talladega, 1 minute, 43 seconds, and we'll have to do that tour one more time before the race gets underway. That's about 2 race laps that we get under 1 pace lap. Show you how slow it feels for these drivers. Well, it looks like now they get to choose which line they take. And Molina gets a jump, goes out front. Inside line with 3 laps to go. As we come to our second green-white checkered attempt here, and now it will be the drivers up front taking it on. They absolutely want to take on the victory, as it's going to be Molina with Whitlock, Ethan Weldy in third, and Ross Corlett in fourth. Dustin Pickle fifth, and Zach Todriff in sixth. Dominic Barbagallo going to be in seventh, and Michael Deitch is in eighth. John Smith, ninth, Anthony Tribby in 10th, and Sean Congdon in 11th, as Kenny Reel has reeled himself back in the pack in 12th. A great run for him. A comeback story for sure from over 5 laps down. He's doing great here. And now back in that top dozen. James Thurston could almost get hit by Barbagallo. They're going to have to go down to the apron, as James Thurston is now only 32 laps behind Josh Williams and gaining every time we have a yellow. Matthew Fainoff makes his way by, and that looks to be the final driver to get his lap back this time by. We'll see whether or not he even has the ability to get back up to the field. It could be a risk. We'll see whether or not it's worth taking as the leaders come down to the third turn out of the Alabama Gaming super stretch. These guys up front, you know they want to get to the end of it, but you know these guys in the middle of the pack want to get through the wrecks that happen to just give them a bit more track position. Track position, a big factor here at Talladega. Use it not wisely and use it nicely, well, you might just have a winning car at the end of the day. But now, Molina, trying to hold off the back, knows that it's all about using things effectively. The 45 holds on with Whitlock, now up high, and the CCH Motorsports machine, Ross Corlett, is up to the apron, but up to nobody except for the driver of the 45. And it's going to be bumper to bumper as we get back going. This time by second attempt, going to be led off by Molina once again. As the iRacing official pace car going to come down on pit road this time by, it will be led by the 45 and the 91. And it's going to be Rod Carr, sponsor, number 91, holding on strong on that inside line. Double file. They're going to be built up once again. Second overtime attempt, led by Max Molina. Let's go green once again. Here we go. Back to the stripe. It's going to be Max Molina leading them through. And the stands are packed here at Talladega as we get going. One more time. This could be it as we get Max Molina leading far out in front. I do believe that we have more than from 3 overtime attempts if we need it, but it looks like right now we will not. DeWeldy is going to go right inside of Zach Todger's car. That's a bit of an interesting scenario. They are inside, and now DeWeldy goes for a big ride there. My goodness! And everyone's able to avoid it, but that's going to be a multi-car incident brewing. It looks like Netcode saved him, and DeWeldy goes down and around there, and we will take a look at just what happened. You can see he just goes for a fling, and he goes down and around. He's not sure what's going on, and just Netcode's out of the way of everyone. Trivia almost gets involved. They keep it going, as now we have a total of 1 lap to go if we make it down to stripe. And this time by it looks like Will Whitlock goes up way high. Molina's there, and Barbara Gallagher going to be in the mix as well. How about that for the 72 machine? Now out in front, Michael Deitch in second, and here we go. Coming down the line, 72 machine able to lead them. 1 lap to go here at Talladega, and this is it. 3-car pack. Conklin, Deitch, Barbagallo, and they are moving out in front. The 72 machine going to be, and Michael Deitch is pushing him for the life of himself. The Hendrick cars, number 57, said at the end of the day, you got to go for it. And now he is the back of the pack, getting bit shuffled, and they are still single file, trying to get that run going. Sean Conklin knows he wants to do something as well. Championship battle on the line. Michael Deitch goes high. Sean Conklin going to be able to keep it low as they go side by side once again. Barbara Gallo right there with Max Molina. Going to be the 72 machine leading him off of the 4th turn this time by as it comes down to 2 drivers, the 54 and the 72 on the inside line. Barbara Gallo still going to be able to block them side by side. They're going to be coming. Max Molina has a run. He's going to get right there with Sean Conklin. They are 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide for the lead. And at the end of the day, Max Molina comes home at Talladega 4 wide, and he's won like that twice now. Mr. Excitement back in action, and he is all but locked in to the round of 7. Unbelievable. Drivers wrecking the back of the pack as we get your race results. And PBR had it made all night long. Hunter Whitlock second, Michael Deitch third. And with Molina coming home on top, you know he's going to have a story to tell. That's the way he is, a great interviewer. And Jacob Wilkerson saying PBR win. That it is. PBR back in action here as Max Molina wins over Hunter Whitlock by 92 thousandths of a second, with Michael Deitch in third, Dominic Barbagallo coming home in fourth, and Sean Conklin rounds out the top 5. Dustin Pickle in sixth, and Brandon Redford in seventh, as Zach Todger, your pole sitter, finishes in eighth. Anthony Tribby comes home in ninth after a long trip back up. Beaver Serrano rounds out the top 10, with then Ross Corlett, Bryce Hamrick, and John Smith 11, 12, 13th. Henry Riddle comes home in 14th. Jason Beckman comes home in 15th, and it looks like he was able to get back on track, and then it looks like Connor Asbell comes home in 16th. Travis Kroenberg, 17th. Daniel Crimmen, 18th. Kyle Freeman rounds out the 19th spot with Matthew Fainoff in 20th. Then, drivers on the lead lap end out with Sean Rowan in 21st. Ethan Weldy, 22nd. Then, Matthew Brower, Wyatt Stevens, Josh Williams, Hunter Bogdan, James Thurston, Marcus Vanderlei, Caden Bailey, and Zach Milano round out 30th as Cash Cope and Joaquin Stewart are the final drivers on the entry list. How about it? Max Molina back in victory lane once again, and everyone burning it down at the start-finish line. And as everyone gets it right up there, the party is on, and Max Molina, your race winner, not even going to be visible there, but you can see he's right there out in front of the remainder of this group, and you can see he's in the dead center. The 45 got drivers coming right into him, and he's celebrating this one. That for certain, his championship hopes are alive, and well, you don't even have to question it. The 45 now goes for his Polish victory lap, as we will get interviews in just a moment. Be sure to stick around. You won't want to miss the thoughts from every driver here in the FORL Cup Series, at least the top 3. For now, we get them back in the results, back on your screen. Nina continues to burn it down here in Talladega. And the checkered flag, it is indeed out, and Max Molina in the waiting room. Let's get him in. Your race winner coming home, of course, on top. Max Molina, you're the winner here at Talladega. It's a race of attrition, and you come home on top. How do you feel?
Oh, dude, that was sick, dude. Oh my gosh, I gotta first off thank Hunter Whitlock for giving me a push of a lifetime on that last lap, man. I mean, without him, I wouldn't even be here, dude. He won that race, honestly. He helped me win that race. And come off turn 4, I knew things were going to go get crazy, and I was hoping we weren't going to wreck. And I don't even know what was going below me. I knew they might have gone 3 wide or something. And I was just gonna hold my line. I told Hunter, hold middle the entire time we're going through the tri-oval, and coming to the line, I was hoping I got it, and I saw, they get all jumbled up, and we somehow made it through, dude. I can't tell you how badly I'm shaking right now. It's just my adrenaline shot up. It's unbelievable, man. Team PBR, oh my gosh, dude. Team PBR rules this place. We're like the teamwork that we had this entire race. Sometimes didn't go to plan. But, whenever we found each other, we always worked together. And, when I think Zach and Sean, I heard them in the VC when they all worked up to the front. Zach was dedicated to Sean. Like, even though they got run on the high side earlier, Zach was going to leave Sean's side. And, that was, that if that's not a role model of a teammate, then I don't know what is. I mean, it's just that's how teammates work. And that's how we won this race. It's just teamwork makes the dream work.
And indeed, teamwork made the dream work, able to hold off drivers in 2 overtime attempts. And how was it? The pressure was building, and you were going to lead the field in both times, and you were able to keep it out front both times through. And that's what it was eventually able to get you up to the checkers. Holding on very late. How did you do it?
Oh, dude, I knew that last restart with the Guardian Esports guys behind me. I knew it was going to be tough because those guys are super aggressive on these plate tracks and every racetrack in general. And, it was just about, keeping them at bay. I might have thrown a couple of dirty blocks in the backstretch after that. We took the green on that restart. But, if I didn't throw those blocks, I wasn't going to inevitably win the race. But, we don't know how those races play out. So if I didn't, throw those blocks, I don't know where I would have finished. But, those blocks were necessary to keep Corlett behind me. And then once I saw my teammates, Hunter Whitlock and Todriff up there, I knew I had to go up to that line because I knew they were going to be dedicated to me to the very end. And then once we got to the when I went up to the block, I'm on turn 4 or something like that. Hunter got into the wall a little bit, checked us up, and then I was stuck in the middle with Todd, and then Chippy got back to Hunter, and then he was able to push him, and then I took that run. And we just went from that point on all the way to the lead. It started from all the way in the tri-oval from Trippy and Hunter, and then it went from Hunter to me, and then went all the way back around the entire racetrack. Hunter never left my bumper the entire last lap, and I'm forever grateful for him. That was an unbelievable last lap, probably one of my best last laps ever.
And it's able to keep you up in the fight for the championship. Round of 7. You're not necessarily mathematically locked in, but I think at this point, if you show up, you will be good to go. Watkins Glen, next race on the schedule. So how do you feel? It looks like you're going to have a great shot to keep a deep title run in play.
Yeah, dude, I got some, I feel like fairly decent speed at Watkins Glen. It's with these next gens. It's been a long time since I, really ran a league there with these cars. Last time I ran it was before an update, and back before then, I was actually pretty good. According to the rest of the field at that time, but we'll see what next week will bring, because we're gonna have Thurston for sure. I think gonna be up front of that field for most of that race, and it's just gonna be trying to get as much stage points as possible over there, and just keep on building up those points.
And building up points, the way to go. Max Molina able to come home on top at Talladega. Anyone you'd like to thank after this victory?
Oh man, I want to thank everyone on my car, Built Bar, Jim Beam, Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse, Maverick Car Company, The Hub Motorsports, and most importantly, Team PBR for just having me on their team, and Zach Todriff. He just does a fantastic job at managing the team and just being a team leader. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to be the team owner and team leader.
And how about that, Max Molina winning for PBR tonight in Talladega? Thank you for your time.
Woo! Thank you, man.
There we have it. Molina going to be back on his way, and Hunter Whitlock. Well, it looks like Whitlock had a performance that Max Molina was absolutely happy with there. Whitlock, P2 on the night. A great run here, and I believe your season debut. So how do you feel after this one?
What? Hold on. I'm still trying to process that finish. Hold on.
And what a finish
Lord.
that was. So can you walk us through?
Well, basically, I was kind of hoping we would go green on that last restart, and because me and Molina were linked up, and that other caution came out, and I had to start on the outside. So I kind of just said, let's see what happens here. Let's play this out. And somehow I managed to get linked up with Todd in the back. He pushed me, and Molina came up, got in front of me, and once I was linked up with Max, I wasn't getting off. I was tandem all the way there, and coming through the trial of loss where I was either going to wreck him pushing too hard or get dumped because we were 4 wide coming to the finish. So, I mean, wacky, crazy finish, best Talladega race I've ever had, and I was just happy to push my teammate to the win. So.
And victory for PBR, and the teamwork tonight was on the A game. So how was it working with the team here? And that certainly is a big advantage of the plate race. What was it able to do for you in your run?
Overall, we all, I think, worked together well tonight, considering fuel saving and just staying together in the pack mostly. And then, of course, once we were up at the front coming to overtime, we all once again tried to link up so we can keep this front pack going. Maybe even try to go for that 1-2-3 finish. And sadly, that didn't happen. But I think overall the teamwork was really good tonight, considering the pushing and everybody not trying to leave us out hanging. You know, we all tried to group together and try to get to the front as quick as we could.
And absolutely, it looked like that was the way to go, getting up front fast and getting yourselves out of trouble. So, Whitlock, we're glad to have you here. Watkins Glen, next week, do expect to see you there?
Hopefully, we'll see what happens, see if I'm free again Wednesday, and hopefully I'll be there.
And there we have it. What would you like to thank after this runner-up finish?
Got to thank Team PBR for inviting me to the team, and got to thank FedEx, I guess, and the person that made my car, Blake Henderson. Go check him out, Blake Henderson Graphics. And yeah, once again, Todd, thank you for inviting me to the team and being a great team owner, and of course, Melina for taking that W. So that's who I'd like to thank.
And there we have it. Hunter Whitlock coming home second tonight here at Talladega. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
Drag him right back in. Now we're going to get your third place finisher, Michael Deitch. Looked like he had a shot there at that tail end. And at the end of the day, he just had to wait a bit more, and he might have just had it. Deitch comes home about a 10th off of the leaders, and he was there at the tail end. I tell you what, had a breakaway and still able to come home in third. So how are you feeling after this one? A podium finish, back up a very strong run at Auto Club.
Wow, that was definitely something. Like, I probably should not have tried to cover the top like I did, because Molina and those guys just were gonna blow right by me, and I was gonna be stuck in the middle. But yeah, I'll certainly take a P3 for that.
And a great podium finish nonetheless. So what was the game plan of those final 2 overtime attempts? Because there was a lot of chaos and a lot of action to get us down to the checkered flag.
Just try and stay in front and stay out of the red set. And, I feel like we accomplished that for the most part. And, yeah, got me my first ever podium in this series. So proud of the effort. Thanks to Joaquin for having me on the team. And we'll be back at Watkins Glen next week.
And that we hope to see. Watkins Glen is, of course, next week. Now, road race after a series of ovals here. So what's it going to take to adapt to there and hopefully come up with another great finish as well?
I think it's just going to be just staying consistent, I think I'm going to look to my resources for, how to set up my car, even though it's fixed. But I think the main game is just to stay consistent and keep getting good laps on. And hopefully we can pull it off there. Watkins Glen's the only course I know.
And consistency is key. My apologies there. So Michael Deitch coming home in third. Any final thoughts on this one?
That was fun. Let's do it again next week.
And there we have it. Michael Deitch rounding at the podium. So thank you for your time.
It's on fourth. Thank you, David.
And there we have it. Michael Deitch going to be third on the board tonight. And that will wrap up our broadcast here. Tomorrow, going to be a great one. If you're still watching, we have 3 broadcasts. First, the IORA Cup Series, which will be going into Michigan. Then it's going to be the NASCAR Racing, or rather, the NASCAR Road to Pro Qualifying iRacing Series very, very soon after. And alongside of the Highline Racing League, ASC Services and Supply Premier Series. So everything coming down into one great night. You don't want to miss Thursday. It's going to be one to remember. 3 broadcasts on day 2 of the 3rd month of the year. We're going to thank every single one of you for watching. If you enjoy the action, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We hope to see you once again whenever we are live on FTN. Thank you all. Hope you have a great night.